let's get into it, guys. Whew. Somebody said 10-ish, but it's 10 right on the dot. 9 if you're out in Texas. What are you talking about here? What are you guys talking about here? You got your doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. You got your whoop whoop. You got your clap. What are you talking about? Just hit 10:01. I was almost late. Oh man, I don't even know what to do. I have tea I'm supposed to drink. The wife says I have to drink tea. I got lemon and some apple cider vinegar here. What is this? Is this me? Oh, it's on the... I got myself on the screen here. I got myself on multiple screens over here. Let's get into it, guys. Hit that like button, please. It sends a big message to YouTube, and you're saying, this guy cannot be held down, okay? Whatever category they have me in, we got to break me out of this weird category. Please help me out there. Now, I have something very special for you guys. We're going to be talking about Candace Owens' interview. The interview with, how do you say his name? Bosovim? Yusuf? I'm just going to call him Yusuf. You know what I mean? You guys know how I am with names. If there's an option between Boasimov, whatever that name is, and Yusuf, I'm going to go with Yusuf. It's all good. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to get into that interview. There's some parts in there that I think really stand out that should really be focused on. And then from there, I'm going to talk about something that Barron talked about. It's a little mix of Candace and Barron in this first part. Barron's opening statement yesterday was absolutely incredible. Okay, just absolutely incredible. I loved it. So we're going to touch on that a little bit because the comparison that he put together was just perfect. But when you're making that comparison, I don't think there's something you got to leave out or something that was left out. But I mean, I'm going to focus in on something in regards to what he said. And all good things. If you're watching, Barron, don't worry, not coming at you. And then we're going to touch on that interview. Then we're just going to touch on a bunch of different things. Now, Candace actually made an announcement. We're going to talk about that after we play the clips from the interview. Candace made an announcement. She's asking for all of our help. And I wanted to let you guys know on this platform, of course, because it seems like she's working on something very big. Not sure why, but for her to make an announcement like this kind of stands out there. I know a lot of you don't have X, so I know that I should bring this to you. We're at 1,000 people in the chat. I know Black Papi. Nunca, 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 nunca. Black? Okay. Oh my gosh. You know what? I actually have to start with, let me go to the meme page. Somebody just set it off in the meme page. I mean, if I had hair, if I had hair, let me tell you something. Oh, if I could do this with my hair. Oh, goodness me. I know Black Papi. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Who made this? Was this, I took this from somewhere and now I can't remember who it was. It's one of the mods. One of the mods made this. Absolutely incredible. I mean, my father would be proud. Jamaican Cuban guy. He'd be very proud to see this. But sadly, if I were to try and grow dreadlocks, it would look like Hulk Hogan. There'd be nothing on the top. There'd be some dreads at the back and the sides, and that'd be it. It'd be a very sad state of affairs. So I love seeing it though. I love it. And you know I had to put at the top, nunca black. Hey, papi, nunca. No. And then they dance away. No. I know Black Papi. I hope that girl who said she didn't want me doing that joke, I hope she tunes in and sees everybody enjoying it. I just hope. Mwah, that would be the perfect thing. Now, guys, we're going to get into all this, but I'm sorry. There's too many talented people in the community. I have to play this before I play anything. Listen to this. This is nuts. You have Andrew Colvett, and he's just sitting there, and there's a fire glistening, right? It's just reflecting off of his face, right? Mikey McCoy is behind him because, you know, the deities are always present with us in our hardest moments. And they're just sitting there and there's a fire going and he's just looking at it. And Mikey just goes, we can't, man. And Andrew just has a tear and he says, but it's his wish. It's his dying wish. And Mikey just goes, we can't, man. And then you just see the camera pan down and it just says, last wish. This is the person that I need to run this company. I know it doesn't make sense, but it'll be the best thing. That person is, and you just see it just says Candace Owens. And then he just throws it into the fire. And Mikey just goes, you did the right thing. No one can ever see that. No one can ever see that. And Andrew just starts crying, snot bubbles, And then Mikey just ascends to heaven. He says, good work, my child. Yeah. He just ascends. Yeah. Those are the kind of movies I make in my head. That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. You have no idea. This is who made it. AD Fleet. Thank you so much. I'm subscribing just for that alone. You keep making those. I'm in. Go ahead. You'll see no copyright strikes from me whatsoever if you keep making those things. This part right here is nuts. He just says, good work, my child. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. That is absolutely incredible. I could not ask for anything better. Thank you so much. I mean, wow. How did you even do that? Can we sit down every week and make one of these? Can we please do that? How long did this take you? Can we make one every day? If it took you 30 minutes, let's do this. You know how many sketches I have in my head like that? Oh my gosh. We could do an Erika Kirk one. You know how many things I have? Let's partner up. Whoever you are, if you're here, please let me know. Man, we're at 2,000 people in the chat. I apologize, guys. There's a little break we have to take. I know black, papi. Nunca. Black? If you don't know, nunca means never. But again, I have to show who made this once again. AD Fleek, you see it right there in the corner. AD Fleek, where's the like? Put a like on this. Put some respect on this. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked. Anyways, guys, we got to get into it. I took way too long for that intro. I'm sorry, but man, oh man, did I have to show you guys that. I mean, how do you not show that? Anyway, I'll put this meme to the end. I'll put this meme over to the end here. I'll put this meme at the end here. There was another meme I was going to show you guys. We'll get to that meme soon. There's actually another one. I'll put that one in the middle. I'll show you guys that one afterwards. But let's jump into Candace Owens talking to, how do you say his name? Let me see it. Basim Youssef. I'm going to be honest. I don't really watch that guy's content all that much. Because he's one of those guys, I like Dave Smith, right? But when you see Dave Smith, you know what Dave Smith is going to talk about. He's talking about Philadelphia and he's talking about Gaza. That's what he's talking about pretty much all the time. And the same thing with this guy. When you see him, you know what he's going to be touching on. And honestly, I mean, I like to hear about America more. I really do. I just do. Some Canada, but I like to hear about America more. And honestly, I don't like what's going on over in the Middle East, but I don't like that they're constantly trying to push all of our attention over to the Middle East. I don't like that. I think there's something wrong with that because they're not focused on America. They're not focused on Canada. They're not focused on the West. I'm just saying, they're not at all. There's a lot of terrible things happening. I mean, at the actual state of Philadelphia, Kensington, Philadelphia, there's nobody in the Middle East protesting what's going on in Kensington, Philadelphia, the open air drug market that exists there. Just saying, and So sorry for anyone that gets upset by that. But let's jump in here. This is where they actually discuss Erika Kirk, and she gets his opinion on the Erika Kirk situation.
Logical operation. And that's why when we even revealed yesterday, part of these Erika calls 5 days after her husband died, and she's appealing to Turning Point USA, the employees of it's okay. I'm going to protect you. She uses this exact same strategy.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect you. Your jobs are safe. We're a family now. After a trauma, it's trauma bonding. There's a trauma, and you don't know what's happening, but I'm here to keep you safe.
Now work your ass off and bring me some money.
Charlie's with us in the office.
In the office.
Don't go home. She literally says he wouldn't want you at home sitting on your couch.
He's watching you as you are alone with your sock in your bed.
He's dancing. He's dancing in heaven when you are in the office.
Oh my God! I can't believe the choice of words. This is like emotional blackmailing on steroids.
What do you think? What do you think about Erika Kirk?
Erika Kirk? Oh.
What do you think about Erika Kirk?
Would I get sued?
Throw it in the pile. Of course you will.
I don't want to say anything that's controversial. She did it, but I don't want. She was on it.
I don't want to get into.
I don't want to get into.
Yeah.
She's part of it.
I can't wait till that gets clipped.
She's a plant. But I will never. Say anything negative about.
What do you think? I mean, just on the outside of this, looking in as someone who was not a fan of Charlie Kirk.
I'll tell you what I think.
I actually appreciate hearing that perspective more because I see my own biases going into it.
I wish I would have Erika Kirk's grieving power. She grieves like no other.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had that kind of composure, grieving the people that I love like that, because she gives hope to every one of us that it doesn't really matter.
And you know what's funny is they were using the same, going back to the psychological operations where they're telling us to suspend rationality and this is supernatural and this is because God is with her. And even when she said to Jesse Waters that she didn't even need to take a sleeping pill, she didn't need to have a glass of wine, that she said she slept fine and accepted that this is what God wanted so instantly. And there's something about that is ChatGPT Christianity, where it's you're just going to keep saying God wanted this. It's no, being Christian we are flawed. We are not. Of course, you're going to contend with God. You're going to bargain with God. We don't get it right. Of course, you're going to ask questions. Why? Why did this have to happen? We're not perfect. We are not Jesus Christ.
What is bothering me even more than Erika Kirk is that, Erika is playing a part, but there's people who are supposed to serve the American people, like the director of the FBI, Mr. Kash Patel, who...
Kash Patel. Serving the American people. I really thought Cash was gonna. I thought he was. I thought he was great. I thought he was one of the best people that was chosen to be in the position. I thought it was gonna be crazy. I was like, oh, they're all gonna be in handcuffs. All of them are gonna be in handcuffs because that's what Cash said he would do. He has a book about it. He has a book detailing why there's a bunch of people who need to be arrested. And I was like, well, that's what he's gonna do. And he didn't do any of it. Isn't that something? Nothing. Not one. Very weird. Oh man, just lied to everybody's face, you know, regular politician style. And that's what we all deserve, right? You trust politicians, you deserve to get lied to your face eventually. We have 3,000 people in the chat, and I just like to say one thing. I know Black Poppy. Ha 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 ha. Hey, but like I was saying, for anyone that's here for the first time, they're like, "What is that? What happened? What was that?" Someone said, "Yo no soy Black Poppy." That's how you say it? Okay, cool. I'm learning all sorts of things. But yeah, when it comes to this whole thing, I like that Candace, I like when she's in interviews because she talks a little more not polished, because it's just on the fly. You're just communicating. And I like when this guy gets pulled into talking about something else other than that conflict in the Middle East. So I really appreciate that clip. And, they're right. And I touched on this, the whole manipulation that happens when in those calls that Erika was on, right? Trying to align Charlie with God, with Jesus, trying to make the Turning Point employees view him in that sense, right? It's a sad thing that you see happen. I know Charlie wouldn't want that because he always put Christ above himself. He said the whole reason that he existed in the way he did was because he was a vessel. He always said that his prayer was, God, use me as you see fit. So for now, someone else to be using him as they see fit is just completely inverting and perverting what he actually wanted while he was here on earth. But when we get into what Barron was talking about, and he gets into that opening statement, and I know a lot of you saw it, when he starts talking about Jackie O, when he starts talking about JFK's wife versus Erika Kirk, right? There's a lot of similarities between JFK and Charlie in the sense of a lot of people thought Charlie, now they call JFK the last real president. The rest of them are just taking orders from this shadowy thing behind the scenes. But JFK was not. And you could tell by the way he was acting. He went to the people of Philadelphia and said, hey, you got nuclear stuff going on. I want to see it. I want it all canceled. You can't do this behind my back. Like, I want to see it. People say that was part of the reason he passed away the way that he did. He wanted to break up the mob. He was having his brother help him do that. He wanted to go hard on the mob, really hard. He wanted to take the CIA and, in his words, shatter it, and scatter it into 1,000 pieces. He wanted that done with. There was a way that you could still surveil things and gather intel, but not have it be this entity that is now kind of like a blob of sorts, right? It's into music, it's into Hollywood, it's into politics, it's all encompassing, it's in every facet. He didn't want that. And it's turned in on itself as well. It's supposed to be out facing to the rest of the world. It has turned inward towards Americans. He didn't want that. Charlie felt the exact same way. In that interview that I showed you, where he's sitting down with that person named Justice or Justus or whatever his name is, when he sat down for that interview, he made it clear that's what he wanted to do, make government smaller. He said, if I was in power and I didn't have to listen to anybody, and he laid out what he would do. I should find that clip for you guys because I didn't play that when I was talking about it. So that was the similarities between him and JFK. It seems like Charlie Kirk would have been the next real president that didn't go in for all the stuff. But who knows? Who knows? And then he starts comparing the wives and what Jackie did after JFK was slain. She stood in the blood-soaked clothes he talked about. I didn't know this, by the way. Like great history lessons with Barron, man. She stood in the blood-soaked clothes, said, let them see what they've done, kind of thing. She did it as LGBJ was getting sworn in. He did horrible havoc as well. You look at the black community, he did horrible havoc on the black community, like terrible, just terrible. That's why Candace Owens talks about not liking him so much. It's because of what he did. He really destroyed things, like in a really bad way. He didn't destroy things in a good way. He could have destroyed things in a great way. My choice of words there. And then you look at Erika Kirk, and also Jackie fled from the spotlight. She wanted seclusion. She wanted to raise her kids. And then you look at Erika, and Erika is embracing the spotlight. You have not seen her kids. Back when Charlie was with her, there was constantly pictures of the kids, not anything of their face. They would always be turned around or whatever, but there was always these pictures. There was always this time being taken. And now all of a sudden, there's none of that. You don't see any of that. You don't see it on social media. People are wondering where the kids are at all. There's no sign of them. People have speculated that the kids have been taken away. The sign of that would be the fact that you never see her with them, but I don't know that that's true, right? That's just what people have been saying. And it's just a completely opposite picture, right? She has this dark obsession. That's why I put it in the thumbnail, this dark obsession, because that's what the spotlight is. Whether you're Erika Kirk or you're somebody in Hollywood that's trying to make it, you're an actor, you're a rapper, you're a singer, it's a dark obsession that starts to take you over. That's why Diddy was able to dip people in baby oil. It wasn't because he was charming. It's because he could make you into a star. And in your pursuit of stardom, so you could take care of your family, as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. As you're trying to do all those great things, you end up in baby oil and you're waking up, certain parts of your body are sore. You know the whole story with him, right? Man or woman. He didn't seem to really, he didn't really care, you know? It was just all about power kind of thing. Weird guy. But that's the dark obsession that takes over. But here's the thing. We've seen that she has had this dark obsession for a very long time. We've seen it when she's going on stage, the leather pants, right? Nobody understood that. And this is just today, right? But it goes back further and further, and I know all you guys know, but obviously I'm going to show examples. See, she's literally walking into the spotlight, right? We've seen it here when she's sitting down with deep state figures to do interviews, right? Nobody prompted her to do this. It was just her trying to get into the spotlight, right? Project Constitution has so many clips of her trying to get into Hollywood, right? This is her in front, So Scottsdale, some magazine, right? Really trying to get into the spotlight, interviewing people like Jessica Alba and like all these different people, just doing random, like almost like Hollywood Access type interviews she was doing for a while. This is her in Romania. It's just a constant reaching for the spotlight. This is when she was trying to apply for some fashion job or something like that.
Tell me about your experiences in fashion.
I did not go to fashion school, but I am self-taught. So I graduated with political science and international relations. And although that background to some might seem a little bit foreign to the fashion world, I think that it's actually very helpful because fashion is international and you have to understand people because the consumer is what's buying your product. And if you are able to create a line or a brand that embodies international aspects, whether that be art, architecture, anything that's different with the fabrics and the feel of the brand and the line, that draws people to it. And so for me, I'm looking at this from a pragmatic business standpoint. Although I don't know how to sew and cut, I mean, I can sew a pillow together, but I can't take fabrics and create this couture dress. That's not me. But I'm able to see design. I'm able to pick up on certain things and be able to put things together. So for me, not necessarily having formal training, I would rather learn from people and individuals than from textbooks. I even had that life experience with my family. I come from a bloodline of entrepreneurs, and I learned from my mom.
A bloodline of entrepreneurs, a deep state bloodline. You know, but I only play that because this is her trying to appeal to the fashion world. Like, listen, I can do it. I can do it. Like, I know how to do this. My parents are this and this. Like, I can get in. I can do this. If you just, I can't sew a pillow. I can sew a pillow if you need a pillow, right? Really desperate to get into the spotlight. And then, obviously, it turns into this. And it's finally really achieved on a really high level. Really, really high level. I mean, that's a glitter pantsuit. You know what I mean? That is a glittery pantsuit. Hillary Clinton could never, you know? Just from head to toe, glittered, you know? Just everywhere. Pyrotechnics. And we were told to celebrate this when all this was happening. Like, this was actually a good thing. But that is the real difference, you know, her on trying to become a reality TV star. She actually did get into the Summer House. You know, she did get into Summer House. She was on I think she was on a couple episodes. She didn't star in it. A lot of people are confused on that. She was just like on a date with one of the guys that was starring in the show. But the reason that they do that is because, and I watch a lot of reality TV. I do. So I know what they're doing and plus I know people who work on these shows. When they do that, they're trying to introduce somebody as a main character. And that's why she was on the show. Because if you do really well and you have some real drama and there's a storyline that starts to form around you, they'll bring you back and start making you an actual person on the show. And then your pay goes up, and then you get a lot of different opportunities. And those are the opportunities she was looking for, you know, even making videos like this, and also the movie that Candace was talking about. The movie that Candace was talking about, where she was an assassin with a rifle and all of this stuff, you know, it's just, there's just so much to it all. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But that's the difference between those two. And Barron laid it out so well in terms of the history of Jackie O, JFK's wife. He laid it out so well. But this is the part that people kind of don't understand. There's a difference between the two, not just in how she handled Charlie passing versus how JFK's wife handled him passing, but also there's this constant want to be in the spotlight. Like, this is what she's wanted the whole time. And if I went really tinfoil about it, I could really get into the fact that sometimes you sign up for a deal, and I'm not saying Erika did this, but there are individuals who sign up for a deal and something always terrible happens to the people that they love, you know? And I don't know that Jennifer Hudson signed up for any deal, but I know her whole family was offed. A house full of people offed, like 6 different people. And then she became more famous. I know Jay-Z had his nephew pass away, and then he became more famous. I know A$AP Rocky had his best friend, A$AP Yams, pass away, and then he became more famous. I know an artist named Joey Badass who his best friend passed away, and then he became more famous. I know Eminem got to a certain level, and then his best friend, who was the leader of his group, passed away, and then he became more famous. And you can just go on and on with what I'm saying. On and on and on and on. It seems to happen to every single one of them. All of them. It's very odd. And actors are no different. We just don't hear about the actors as much. Please hit that like button, because there's 5,000 people in the chat. I know Black Papi. Nunca, 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 nunca. Black. I know there's some Dominican person that's like, I love this. I love it. I love it because I know Black. You know, he understand because I know Black. He see me. He understand me. I know Black. He understands. Let's get into some more of this interview. But I just found that so interesting what Barron did there. I mean, it was just amazing. Somebody said, please spare us the voice of Erika. Listen, if you can't handle someone's voice, this is very serious. If you can't handle someone's voice, there's going to be a lot of other things in life you're not going to be able to handle. Just think about that, you know? You can get through hearing things. You'll be okay, you know? Let's keep going here. We got them talking about, I believe in this clip, there's going to be a clip where she talks about the now Prez, and she's completely disconnecting herself from the now Prez. Then there's going to be a clip just about Charlie. There's some parts of this interview that I didn't enjoy. All of Candace I enjoyed because I liked what she was talking about, I liked what she was saying. But there was a certain narrative that this guy was trying to paint that I'm not super feeling the narrative he's trying to paint. Just because I've seen a lot of people who are of the faith that he's talking about, and a lot of them say things like, we're not here to participate, we're here to take over. And I don't like hearing that in America. Not at all. And I know Charlie didn't either. So let's just keep going.
So he wasn't liking us more.
So that's him talking about Charlie. He's talking about Charlie and everything Charlie was saying about his faith, right? Although he's more secular in his faith, I would believe, just from the way he holds himself. I would believe that. But he's talking about Charlie and everything Charlie had to say about the West being kind of invaded. And he's just talking about how, you know, he's kind of painting it like, oh, Charlie was kind of deceived and there's no real takeover happening. And it's like, I don't know. Like if you're in Texas, you know what I'm talking about. Go over to Bushy Creek. Go over to Bushy Creek Park and see what's up. That's it. Like this is just for people who are in Texas. Go over to Bushy Creek Park and see what's up. Go over to Michigan and see what's up. I mean, I'm just saying.
And I understand that because maybe he will be on his own path if he was given the time.
Charlie
but-
didn't run his Twitter feed. Andrew Colbert did. So I just want to say that he gave that up. But that is interesting.
That is one thing I did not know. That is crazy to me. To hear that Andrew was running his Twitter feed and not Charlie is mind-blowing to me. I don't understand that at all. I mean, I believe Candace because she knows him and she probably knows how he, started up on Twitter to begin with. But man, what? Out of anybody who I thought was running their own feeds, it would be Charlie Kirk. I would just 100% think he's running his own feed. I mean, I don't know. That blew me away. So Andrew Colbert was running his feed. I mean, allegedly, maybe, perhaps. What a handler. Running the guy's feed? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't even understand why Charlie would do that. Am I wrong about that? That's like hearing Candace doesn't run her own Twitter feed. You'd be like, what are you talking about? You'd be like, you're lying. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, you're lying. You're making that up. That's not true. I don't know, man. He just so seems like, well, first off, he seems like he's capable. He has enough people to handle business around him while he just puts out a tweet. To hear that Andrew was running it is just like, and also that means Andrew had access. I don't know what Charlie's feed looked like through and through, but I wonder how much of the feed was scrubbed, things deleted. Because I know Andrew scrubbed his own. He scrubbed his own for years. I think all the way up till September 10th of 2025. He scrubbed everything underneath that. So I wonder if they did the same thing with Charlie, right? Maybe this animation is not that far off. You know what I mean? Maybe. Shout out. I know you're in here. AD Fleet. I know you're in here. We definitely have to talk. Here, let's play a little bit more of this.
Interesting. I don't remember him tweeting that, but he did think that the threat of Islam. He totally believed that, and he spoke about that several times. And so
But you, at a certain point, you also had very negative ideas about Islam.
Yeah.
I remember you saying
it's
that
a part of the package.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go, like I was saying on this tour to Israel, it's so weird to revisit it because I don't think I'm an idiot.
Sound. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. Sorry, guys. A little barren moment there. What does Barron call it? A flawless production? I got a flawless production here, guys. I know. Someone said, okay, Barron. Okay. Listen, what I was saying was, with what they were just saying, right, about there being there's like no threat whatsoever. Like Charlie was just like, he was just completely like just brainwashed in that sense. I don't believe that. And I noticed that this guy tries to push that in a lot of places that he goes to, in regards to like platforms that he's on. He very much tries to push the fact that there's no threat whatsoever. And that's just nonsense. But then you look at the UK and you go, oh, did someone get arrested for saying that they love bacon? Oh, okay. Is that's on the UK government completely. No one else has anything to do with that. Okay. And then you look at the UK government. Okay. And then you look over at Canada in Toronto and you see that there's a bunch of Christian people just taking up the street in prayer. You're just blocking traffic and everything. That's right. They weren't Christian because you can't do that if you're Christian. You get arrested. But you don't get arrested if you're something else. I'm just saying, letting the conservative flag fly a little bit today. Let's get into the next thing that they talk about, which is more on Charlie Kirk a little bit here. Let's jump in here.
They're sad that you're not on their side, but maybe they don't care.
They care.
Oh, sorry, this is Trump.
Care.
This is Trump.
I think it's pretty obvious. And get optimistic. I'm telling you, I think we're gonna win.
But I'm a comedian. I need to be pessimistic. That's good for my comedy.
Yeah, it is good.
I can't give you hope with my comedy.
No.
I need to give you despair and laugh about it.
Yeah. No, we do need the comedians though. I'm telling you, like Tim Dillon is. I'm ripping his content all the time. One day he's going to send me a legal letter.
Are you still Team Trump?
No.
No.
Epstein. Get out of here.
Like so that
was it. That was like goodbye. I mean, I do not go halfway with defending. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So how would you define yourself? Because now I'm completely disenfranchised. I cannot say myself I'm disenfranchised.
I'm disenfranchised, and I love how they abuse me. Talk about going back to your narcissistic abuse. They literally are like, "F you can't get into the country. You can't get back onto a stage. We're gonna make sure you can never speak anywhere." And then they're like, "Why isn't she telling people to vote for that?" She's got the number one podcast. Why aren't you telling people to vote? Are you out of your minds? I hate all of you. I think you guys are all a part of the same demonic entity. Your God is Satan. You guys are Baal worshipers. You will continue to kill and sacrifice children until you feel that demon rewards you. And
she goes in. So she is completely done. If you ever had a doubt in your mind, she's completely done in regards to the current administration. If you are a little bit like, I don't know, she hasn't said much, she's completely done. Which I do understand. They're not giving Charlie Kirk the focus that I think she wanted them to give, but also then the files and being told that it was a hoax and all the various things that came out. I thought that was crazy. When I heard it was a hoax, I was like, no. No, Donnie, don't say that. Donnie, don't do that. No, Donnie. You don't understand all the research everybody's been doing, you know? It was almost like he was told that we were only getting our information from them. It was like, no, Donnie. Ian Carroll did a whole breakdown. No, Donnie, don't say that. Sir, Mr. President, don't say it, please. Oh, man, it was disappointing. And then they released more. And then Kash Patel spent $1.8 million on redacting the files. And Dan Bongino was a part of that. He was like heading up the team of redacting things. Oh man, it was sad. That was a very sad moment. That was a very, very sad moment. Oh man. But that was mostly the interview. Okay, that was mostly what they were getting at there. Again, I'll be honest, I was more excited for Barron when Barron was on the podcast. When Barron was on Candace's show, I was real excited because I had no idea which way it could go. I knew exactly what way this was going to go right away. So, but it's still good. It's still a good interview. They do an hour and 48 minutes. I'm bringing you the parts that I think were most important. Her stating her political stance being hard about that, being very vocal about that. What she actually... Not actually what she says what she actually thinks about Erika, but saying in a more relaxed setting, I think is very important. So we can, again, hear like some very, I want to say like authentic, just when you're talking with somebody, it comes off as more authentic. She's very polished in her podcast because she's a super professional, but to just hear her just like kind of going back and forth with somebody, you can tell exactly what she thinks. And then hearing him talk about it a little bit. And, the only thing I didn't really like was that the fact that, like, I don't think Charlie was brainwashed. I think he was well-informed. I think people arguing that he wasn't well-informed, I just don't think you were listening to him. He was super informed on everything. Like, in terms of the West, the UK, Canada, America, the Bible, the Constitution, the current state of politics, almost worldwide, he was incredibly informed. I mean, he's a guy that you could literally talk to about Mortal Kombat Ultra and then talk to him about the politics in Korea. Like, there's not many people who are that informed. So I don't think it was just like, oh, he was just misinformed on this one topic. It's like, I think that's what you want people to think, but I don't think he was, quite honestly. Got no problem talking about Erika because, I mean, Erika's shown herself quite a bit. But when it comes to Charlie, I just don't think he was that quote unquote brainwashed, Anyway, Oh, I saw somebody say audio again. I got scared there. Don't scare me with the audio thing, guys. Don't scare me like that. He married a shill. Yeah, see, like, it's more to, somebody said that. It's more towards that, right? And, you can say he dropped the ball there, but, love is love, okay? Anybody in here who's acting like they haven't been with somebody who turned out to not be what they thought, who among us will cast the first stone? Who among us? Huh? Listen, terrible relationships, man. I think we've all been in terrible relationships. If you're lucky enough, you were just with someone that was bad. If you're like me, maybe a narcissist or two, and those are just like, they break you in such a terrible way. Anyways, 6,000 people in the chat. I know Black Poppy. I. Nunca Black Poppy. Anyway, let's get into this really quick. Just a quick meme break. I'm a mogul, just so you know. We have made, I think, what is this? Is this lotion or baby oil? I hope it's lotion. We can't get into the baby oil game, guys. I told you. The doodle-doodle-doo whoop whoop. You can put that doodle-doodle-doo whoop whoop wherever you need to, okay? Thank you so much to whoever made this. You gave me a nice jawline and everything. You made me like 40 pounds lighter than I actually am. Really appreciate that. That is from, oh, look at that. Friend of the show, Balix Tones is the one that made that. The fact that somebody made this account is absolutely hilarious. I love it. Thank you so much for making that account. I really appreciate that. Switching your name over to Balix Tones is just true dedication. Thank you. Thank you, Balix. Friend of the show, Balix. We've put aside our differences, Balix and I. Now he's making memes for me. Thank you so much, sir. Anyway, let's jump in here right now. Candace Owens makes an announcement. Candace Owens says, I've been tightening my Charlie Kirk schedule, specifically for September 8th and 9th in Arizona. I have his public Fox News hits and his Charlie Kirk show appearance, but if you saw Charlie anywhere in Scottsdale or Phoenix area, or you spoke with Charlie directly, please send me an email to moretips@candaceowens.com. Thank you. And then she goes on to say this down here. She says, also, if anyone knows who Andrew was meeting with at the White House today, same email. Now, that's very interesting. I don't know who Andrew would be meeting with at the White House. That doesn't make any sense. Definitely wasn't the top dog, the top don. Definitely wasn't him. Could be JD. If Charlie had such a close relationship with JD, maybe Andrew did as well. Andrew was always right next to him. So possibly when he would meet JD, maybe Andrew would be there as well. Acting as a handler / fly on the wall kind of thing. Maybe that's the case, but very interesting that he was at the White House. I didn't know that. Something else about Andrew. I don't know if you guys heard this. Andrew Colvette's Twitter got hacked the other. Do I have that? Do we have that? Let me see if we have that pulled up. He got hacked. Yeah, look at this. So he got hacked, apparently. And he started pushing, whoever hacked him, started pushing something called Charlie Coin. The voice that refuses to be silenced. No, let him speak. 5 words, a life philosophy, an internal legacy. Charlie was an elite debater, devoted father, and it's just crazy. I gotta say, sucks that happened to him. Listen, you can say whatever you want about Andrew, but that is just terrible. It's terrible because of what they're doing with Charlie. It's like, yeah, Andrew looks bad for this whole thing, but look what they're doing to Charlie. With his wife, we honor his memory on chain. This is not a cash grab. This is legacy. And then it had the actual address below. Who knows how many people actually signed up for that? They got screwed. 100% they got screwed. That happened just yesterday. So apparently, based on what Candace is saying, when he went over to the White House to meet with whoever, at the same time, his account was getting hacked. Pretty interesting. Could there be a correlation there? Could be. Think about it. Maybe while he was there, he was getting hacked, and maybe they did something more. Maybe the whole crypto thing was just a ruse, and really they were going into his phone for something else. And maybe they got that, and then he just restored his account, and that was it. I don't know. Maybe you know what I would love to know? If the hacker actually went in and checked out the DMs, because he would have access to all of Andrew's DMs. If we see any DMs come out from Andrew in the next few weeks, then we know for sure that somebody hacked him for a very specific purpose and used the crypto thing as just like a nonsense type of thing. Because if he got hacked and nothing happened, then he'd be like in damage control. He'd be like, okay, what happened? Who did this? But you see the crypto thing, you're like, oh, that's the big thing that they did. They just tried to get some crypto money. Okay, cool. You know, I don't have to look into this any deeper. That's just me thinking. There. Very interesting stuff. Let's keep going here. Sounds like a Nigerian prince email. That's another thing. In order for that to happen, I know a couple people where that's happened to them. And I'm like, what happened? And they clicked on something. They weren't supposed to click on. So I wonder what he was looking at, you know, because usually you're on certain sites when you get hacked. You know what I mean? You're on certain sites you shouldn't be on. You know what I'm talking about? Or maybe you should. Maybe you got some pent up energy. You know what I mean? But he clicked on something he wasn't supposed to click on. I wonder what that was. I really do. You know, completely, before we jump into this, completely different topic. Kind of not. It kind of goes along with it. Talking about clicking on things you're not supposed to click on. Milo was very adamant that Benny Johnson is gay. He's very adamant. And he says it's like an open, known thing. He doesn't have any proof of it, but he's not getting sued for defamation. It's very weird. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I just noticed that the other day, that it's something that he's been saying quite a bit. I went down some like weird rabbit hole while I was procrastinating the other day. And I was like, that's weird. I'm like, why does he keep saying that about Benny? Benny has like 9 kids, you know? Doesn't he? I don't know. Listen, Benny's a great looking guy. He could make numbers on whatever team he's on. I mean, let's be honest. He's a great looking guy. If I was to make a Matrix movie, I always say he's the first person I would hire to be a Smith agent. He looks like a Smith agent, right? You just give him dark glasses and a suit, and he's a perfect Smith agent. I wish somebody would actually do that, make that type of movie. Anyway, let's keep going here. Definitely. Yeah. Some people in the comments are wild. Yeah, I've heard that he is. But let's jump over here. Now, Barron actually showed this, and I had no idea that this happened. I had to verify. I'm like, is this a real thing? Did he get tricked? I had no idea Marjorie Taylor Greene said this all the way back in September. This is like right after Charlie passed away, a week after Charlie passed. Now, this is very weird because Candace didn't start going too hard. I guess she started going into the investigation at that time. Tucker wasn't saying too much at that point, but she made a point to say this. She made a point to say, Charlie Kirk invited me to Amfest a few weeks ago before he passed away. This was after I called for AIPAC to register with FORA and said that the nuclear-armed secular government of Philadelphia was committing genocide and offing innocent children, Christians, and people. If asked, sorry, I got to edit myself while I'm talking. If asked if I wanted to debate AIPAC, but I made it clear not against him, He said we, him, Turning Point, would do whatever I wanted to do on the issue. If you don't know who to believe when it came to BB, country's foreign leader, or Charlie and his personal friends, Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, I'm posting my last text messages. Believe Candace Owens and believe Tucker Carlson. I had no idea she said this. Charlie was a Christian. Charlie was an American Christian. Charlie was a devoted husband and father. Charlie is a Christian movement leader, a giant in American history. Charlie is a Christian martyr for Jesus Christ. Charlie is a free speech warrior and was committed to nonviolent debate. Do not allow a foreign country, foreign agents, or another religion to tell you about Charlie Kirk. I hope a foreign country and foreign agents and another religion does not take over Christian patriotic Turning Point USA. Very interesting. That coupled alongside of what Bannon said when he was on stage about Ben Shapiro trying to take over Turning Point. Because Bannon was like, he's tried to do this with Breitbart. He's tried to do this at other places. He will make a move for Turning Point. It sounded crazy. And then all of a sudden I see this from Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I'm like, huh. Now I know some people don't like Marjorie. Maybe you don't like her politics. Maybe you don't like her attitude. But this is her message from Charlie. Funny enough, it really verifies Candace Owens. Because Candace, when she shows text messages, same picture pops up. Same type of picture pops up. So found that very interesting. You should speak at AmFest. Do you want to debate AIPAC? Nope, not with me. No pressure. We'll do whatever you want. Interesting. See, this is the type of stuff. And when was this? When was this text message? August 27th. August 27th. So a week. No. He was on Megyn Kelly's podcast August 8th. I'm pretty sure. It aired August 8th. Maybe it was done August 7th. They're usually pretty quick about it. So around that time. So just like 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, whatever. All of a sudden, Charlie's messaging Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's assembling Tucker Carlson for AmFest because he wants Tucker back on stage. He's told people that he wants Candace Owens back. What a crazy show it would have been. He said he wanted Candace back. He definitely was going to have Tucker back. He didn't care that he was losing any donors whatsoever. And he wanted Marjorie Taylor Greene. And he wanted her to debate AIPAC, like just the notion of it and whether it should be registered as a foreign entity. What an incredible event that would have been. I would have went for sure. If all of that was going on, oh my gosh, I would have waited outside. I don't care. I would have been one of those people like I'm waiting for iPhone 19. I would have showed up early in front of the door. Are you kidding me? What kind of show that would have been? And that's what he started wanting to put on. I'm telling you, man, I think it's pretty obvious what happened to Charlie. I mean, we're having all these discussions about this and that, and people aren't sure. And like, I mean, come on. It's pretty clear what happened to him, man. It's pretty clear what happened. He was standing up to a certain place, and they cut him down. They cut him down, and they immortalized him as their biggest supporter. I think it's pretty clear that's what's happened here. I mean, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. Could be wrong, but I mean, everything connects. The biggest things that stand out in the whole timeline of Charlie is the fact that he was changing this opinion, but not only was he changing the opinion, he was changing how he was conducting himself in regards to his events, you know? Because it went from red, white, and blue to just white and blue, and he was bringing it back to red, white, and blue. That's what it seemed like to me. Wow. Very interesting, man. I would love... you could tell what she thinks, obviously. She doesn't want another foreign nation to take over Turning Point. And then, you know, I've said it before that they said no to $150 million. Supposedly, Erika doesn't remember this point, but Andrew did. You know, Candace made that clear. They said no to 150. I think I brought this up before. They said no, and then it all came in. And you know what it reminded me of? Why I'm bringing it up again? It reminded me of Kamala. Because when Kamala first ran, when she first kind of just moved her way in, I remember the New York Times. They were like, this is amazing. She made 100 phone calls, and she was up till 2 a.m. making phone calls, and then she became the candidate. And it's like, what? Are you saying she was just in the background, in the darkness, calling people we don't know and then became the candidate? That's not how it works. Is that how it works? Give me the numbers to call. Don't you want those numbers? You just call 100 numbers and then you're in? That's weird. I thought there had to be a primary. There's no primary? That's weird. I was confused. I'm confused. I thought there was a primary. I was wrong. So I remember the New York Times reporting on it like it was the coolest thing ever, you know? It was just so cool that she did that. And then, because you can go back into my videos, I've done an extensive amount of research into James O'Keefe's coverage of Act Blue. So if you don't know, Act Blue is this donation platform, right? It's not like Turning Point. It's like you just donate. That's all it is. And then you pick different causes and people that you donate to. And it houses everybody who's blue, right? Who's on that side. And what James uncovered was that when you looked at certain people and their donation history, it was very odd. It would be like a $5 donation every day for 3 months. Like just something just wild. Or some people would have like a sum total of like $150,000 in donations. And then they would go. He would actually go. He'd find out who the person was, because you can actually find that. It was public information. And then he'd go to their house and he'd say, hey, I'm just looking to ask, like, did you donate $150,000 to Act Blue? And it would always be a really old person. It was never a young person. It would always be a really, really old person who didn't really know what was going on. And they'd be like, no. And he'd be like, did you donate at all? They'd be like, yeah, I probably like $5, $10. Like, I didn't donate that much. Like, what's going on? Like, do I owe that money? They were just confused. And he did this dozens of times. And then other people started doing it as well where they were. And it was just like more and more was being uncovered. Nothing happened with that, by the way. Very odd. But the reason I'm weaving this back over to Kamala is because as soon as she ran, she gathered up $100 million from Act Blue. Is this very interesting, the way that money just piled up out of nowhere, right? And it was like, wow, 24 hours. And they said it was from all small donors because they were saying this is what the nation wants. That's why she gathered up $100 million so quickly, 24 hours, maybe 36 hours. They gathered up all that money because she's a cultural phenomenon. But the day before, she was pictured meeting with Alex Soros. That's George Soros' son. George Soros is no longer the person that calls the shots, if you didn't know. It's his son, Alex. Alex Soros was pictured with her, meeting with her. And I said, oh, that's weird. That's very weird. And then the next day, $100 million. Well, we couldn't prove it and can't say it. But the person with billions of dollars meets with you, who's known to donate massive amounts of money. But if he's seen donating a massive amount of money to you, the public is going to see that as a red flag because they know what he's connected to. More and more people are learning about him and his father and everything that they do. So what happens instead? I think maybe, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, when she got all that from Act Blue, and it seemed like it was just small donations, there's a reason for that. And maybe it's connected to Alex. Now, the reason I say all of that is because when Turning Point says no to $150 million, allegedly, because, Erika doesn't remember that. Andrew said that to somebody, but also Andrew said, no, there's no BB bucks. That doesn't exist. So he's kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth, potentially, right? Allegedly. And then all of a sudden they make $250 million. And then you wonder, where did that come from? And I'm sure it's made to seem like it's from so many small donors, because that's what the nation wants. But is it? Right? In both instances, there's this person who has the ability to take someone to the next level, right? In both instances, you have that ability. Someone has the ability to take you to the next level, quote unquote. And in both instances, it's like, no, that didn't happen. But in both instances, the same amount of money ends up appearing, or if not more. I don't know. That's just me. I got a tinfoil Speedo on, right? No pants on, right? There's nothing you can do about it. No pants on, tinfoil Speedo. Just relax in here. Let's keep going here. What is who's trying to take my channel down? What did you say? Hit the like if Kamala is your hero. Oh my God. Get out of here. What are you talking about? Oh man. Anyway, let's keep on going here. I just found that very interesting. And again, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, it's just, just bouncing around in my head. But that's what happens when you start listening to Barron. The high IQ comes out of you, and you just start thinking about things. Can't wait to get one of those shirts, Barron. Barron said he's going to be releasing those shirts in a month. That's what he says. In a month, he'll start releasing those shirts. I'm getting 10. I'm actually getting 10. I'm not making that up. I'm not getting 3 after I say I get them. I'm getting 10. I'm getting 10 of them because I'm going to get them for different weights. I'm going to get one that's like double XL, right? For now, so I feel nice and comfortable. Then I'm going to get one that's XL for when I go out. Then I'm going to get one that's large because your boy's going to get so sexy over the next few months. And then I'm going to get a bunch of other ones, Why not? Different colors and stuff. I hope he names the colors, all the things that he talks about when he's on his show. Let's play this clip really quick. From Convict to Conservative, found this clip just talking about that $150 million. Again, it goes right along with what I was just talking about. Listen to this.
I think the next 10 or 12 seconds is going to key in on what happened to Charlie Kirk and why he's no longer with us.
And we will do our best to continue to make Turning Point USA the behemoth that he wanted it to be, this massive thing. And it is. And that's why we have to stay humble. But
wait, he wanted it to be a behemoth, massive thing? Didn't he turn down an offer to take it to the next level? It seems like it only became a behemoth and massive thing the day you showed up as the girlfriend and the day you showed up as the wife. That's when it kind of took 2 giant steps. And it seems to be taking yet a third gear when Charlie finally stopped breathing. Charlie seemed to be reaching people with his preferred mission of economic liberty. Then you showed up. And all of a sudden, it became a money grab. I mean, he was sleeping on couches. He was donating his salary back to TPUSA to reach more people with his preferred vision of economic liberty. Then you showed up, and all of a sudden, donations tripled. And then you guys got married, and donations doubled again. And now we're flying around on Gulfstream 5s at $10,000, $12,000 an hour. It seems to me Charlie rejected making it huge, rejected taking it to the next level. I would ask if the $250 million or so extra dollars in donations that have come in, if that wasn't the next level, if that wasn't the next level commitment being given. Because Charlie in August rejected that offer to take it to the next level. In September, Charlie loses his ability to speak and breathe. And then all of a sudden, the money comes flooding in. It seems to me like it was taken. And now you're here 5 days after his death talking about how, we're going to make it huge. It's going to be so big. We're going to the next level. She almost used the word next level.
She almost used the words next level. Yeah, man. I mean, just very interesting. It just makes me think, like, because I did so many episodes, not so many, but like maybe like 10 on Act Blue, and it was all weird. It was all very weird, and I just know that whole donation world is very weird. From watching even James, from watching what happened, it was like the board took him out of his company, and then they took over, and it's like, who are who are the people who donate? And it's like no one can know. It's just they become this shadow entity. Like you have no idea who made the donations, and you never will, right? Very odd stuff. I mean, just really quick, we're going to jump into like Mikey McCoy saying something wild about Erika Kirk and kind of how like God wanted what's going on to happen. We're going to jump into that. But also, I've seen a few of you. Where is it? I'll find it here. Hold on. Don Lemon got arrested? He got arrested. Really? I'm not mad about it, but I'd like to know why. Why did he get arrested? Let's check it out.
Alert.
Don Lemon make his first court period. What? Here, hold on a second. What's going on here? We'll get back to the Charlie stuff in a second. Hold on.
Journalist Don Lemon has been arrested in connection with an anti-ICE protest at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Bill Malusian joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, Charlie, good morning to you. Our colleague David Spunt and I getting this breaking news from multiple law enforcement sources just minutes ago, confirming that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles just after midnight this morning at a hotel. This obviously all in connection with that storming of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota by that group of anti-ICE agitators. Now remember, the feds had gone to judges to try to get Don Lemon arrested before. They went to a magistrate judge in Minnesota who didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to a judge above him. He didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to an appeals court. They also decided not to sign off for an arrest warrant for him. So there was experts who were predicting that perhaps the feds would go to a grand jury. It remains to be seen if that's what happened here, but we can confirm that Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles by federal agents just after midnight Los Angeles time at a hotel. Now, typically, standard procedure with an arrest like this is the defendant will likely make their first court appearance sometime the same day. So there's a chance we may see Don Lemon make his first court appearance in Los Angeles sometime today. But obviously, this is going to grab all sorts of headlines. 3 other protesters from that church storming, have already been arrested, including who the feds say was the organizer of that protest. The woman in the middle there is a school board member in St. Paul, and then the mugshot on the right is an online personality / agitator, if you want to call him that. He's known as the Woke Farmer. Those were the 3 people that the feds had already arrested, but we have confirmed that Don Lemon has now been arrested in Los Angeles in connection with that viral incident. We all saw the video of it that spread and drew widespread condemnation. The feds have been going after these people on FACE Act violations. So this is still breaking news. Once we get more details about the potential charges here, a court appearance, we'll, of course, update our viewers, guys.
Really appreciate it. Of course, if it was a grand jury that did indict him, that's pretty unimpeachable. Bill Milesian, thank you so much.
Yep.
More Fox and Friends. Alert.
Wow, that is interesting. I did not think that would happen to him. I saw the video of when he went into the church or whatever. I did not think that they would do anything to him. I mean, they never do anything to anybody. I mean, and honestly, if it was between like Don Lemon and the actual files, give me the actual files all day. But Don Lemon getting arrested, I want to see what he did. He was like in the church. Even in that video, here, I'll go back to that video. Even in this video, he looks...
Storming of a church to a judge above him and arrested anti-ICE agitators. Now, remember, the feds had...
He looks like he's like really in this guy's face. This guy looks shocked. He's like, what's going on here? And he's like, listen, youngin', you gonna tell me. He looks like a New York dude. He looks like such a New York dude there. Look, he's getting right in his face. You're like 8 inches away from someone's face. Are you okay? Are you okay? Just wild. You know, my buddy always calls people who do like street interviews and stuff, he calls them terrorists. He always says that. He's like, oh, they're terrorists. Obviously, Don Lemon's not. He's a bad journalist. That's what he is. I figured he probably figured he could just go in there.
Time.
He probably figured, I'm allowed. I'm a journalist. I'm not rushing the place with them. You know why? You went in the same time as them. You can't do that. You should have waited outside. You should have said, this is what's happening outside. And then when people came out, you say, hey, what happened in there? He went right in with them. You can't do that. You know? You can't be doing that. I guess. I don't know. It's also a church. Couldn't he just be like, oh, I'm Christian. I was just checking out the church. I wanted to be a member. But then this whole thing happened and I was like, I don't want to be a member of this church. He could have done that. Got to think on your toes, Donnie. You know, I'll have very little sympathy for Donnie. I'll never forget what he did during 2020. I've talked about this a lot on here. What they did, him, Chris Cuomo, Cooper, they tried to turn brother against sister, mother against son, siblings against each other. It was terrible. They tried to make certain people who didn't want to do a certain thing seem like second-class citizens. It was disgusting what they did. So you'll never see me have too much sympathy for Don Lemon. You know, that's just what happened to him. Very interesting. I figured I'd just say that. It seems like it's breaking news. It just happened like within the past 12 hours. He got arrested. So We'll see what happens to him, you know? If he ends up like the same people he was calling disgusting, you know, during 2020 and during J6, I don't know, you know? You want to be on the right side of things, I guess. But again, you'll hear, I like to be balanced, but also I do not like Don Lemon. I do not. I don't like Chris Cuomo. I don't like any of those mainstream media talking heads, because when it came time to do the thing that people didn't want to do and some people did, I didn't. And I lost everything. I had a 6-figure job and I lost that. I had to deliver food and the bag's still right behind me. And my wife was afraid of losing what she had. Luckily, because I was delivering food, I was deemed essential. She was deemed essential because she worked in the restaurant business, and it made things so hard. And he was one of the people pushing for it to become hard for us every single day. I have no sympathy for Don Lemon. No sympathy. If he goes to jail, I'll cover it, and you won't see any sadness in my face whatsoever. That's just for people who are newer to the channel, who don't know exactly how I feel about mainstream media. I've talked about it a lot, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I'll never forgive those people, and none of them have apologized. They all act like they did nothing wrong. They did nothing. They did nothing to the citizens. Nothing. All of them. They all act like, oh, what do you mean? You're just taking orders. Just taking orders, huh? Just taking orders? You're just taking orders? You're just making it so people have a worse life? Okay, cool. And you did it to the tune of millions of dollars? Good. Hopefully it helps with the legal funds that he has to use right now. Good for him. Anyway, little salty, I'll admit it. Just a dash of salt, you know? Not like this much salt, just like that much salt. You know what I mean? But let's get into what Mikey McCoy said. I thought this was so wild. This speaks more towards that manipulation that we're seeing, right? Listen to what he has to say about Erika, you know, stepping into the role that she's in.
Because Charlie had to fly back to Palm Beach with the president. And it's crazy to look back and you just kind of see the Lord kind of knitting his own beautiful image that sometimes we just don't always see. But we're blessed to be here for the second staff meeting at Invest with you.
Okay, so that video.
So that's him basically saying, hey, look, Erika is now standing in. And remember, back when Charlie couldn't be here, she had to stand in for Charlie. And now Charlie's gone and she's standing in. So it's like, it was almost like a pre-programming of sorts by God to kind of put her in this position. And we just didn't see it coming. But this was all meant to be. Come on. Love Mikey McCoy. You guys know how I feel about Mikey McCoy, of course. But I mean, good Lord, man. They just keep doing it. You know, and he's the same guy that was pushing Erika Kirk to be a politician. I really do have to find that clip that she would just be great. Erika Kirk VP. Let's just put that. See what pops up. I mean, both of them were just talking about it. It made no sense. I wish I could find Mikey McCoy talking about it. It was just such a weird conversation between him and Frank Turek. They're like, she would be a great VP. They're like, oh yeah, you know. And they were both talking like it's coming, like as if we don't know, and it's coming soon. It was very, very weird. Nah, they're just showing me a bunch of stuff with her and JD. Her and JD are related, if you didn't know. They're brother and sister. I'm kidding. They're not. That's what people are saying. They're not brother and sister. Erika Kirk, 4 VP. Let me try that. 4 VP. You know, and it just speaks to what we're seeing with Mikey McCoy saying that. It just speaks to what they're... Is this it?
One day we'll see advanced.
Oh, goodness. Oh, it's not even the full clip. I don't know why people on X do this. Like, come on. A 4-second clip? Why?
Yeah, but hopefully one day we'll see advanced Kirk ticket.
Like they're like this is after Charlie passed away. They're talking about it like as if it was like this inevitability. Like, oh man, maybe we'll see that one day. Like, no, don't do that. If you're JD, please don't do that. It'll be very bad if you do. Nobody wants that. It'll tank your whole campaign, you know? But I mean, there's some people that are just like die hard. They'll vote for no matter what. If you're going to stay a political machine that helps people get elected, you kind of have to stay in that position. Because then who becomes the CEO after that? You know, Tyler, Andrew, Blake takes over. Blake takes over. We all get hit with copyright strikes the next day. And then Blake goes, I didn't do that. I don't know. I think Erika told me to do that. I don't know. I mean, it's all at her request. You know, gets Erika arrested because she's not supposed to be doing that kind of thing on the low. You know, that's the kind of guy Blake is. You know, a war strategist, as they call him. I really wanted that clip. Frank Turek. If anybody knows the name of the clip, let me know. I'm searching it on X. Frank Turek, Erika for VP. You know, if anybody knows the name of it, please let me know. They just, oh boy. Did we find
Charlie had courage. A few months ago, there was some violent act in the news, and I texted him and I said, I hope you've increased your security detail. He texted me back. He said, quote, I have. I know they want me dead. And I don't know who he meant by they. Maybe just radicals on the left. But that didn't stop him from exposing himself to danger. Charlie had courage. A few months.
Man, nah, I can't find it. But yeah, that's the type of push that they've been on, right? And I said yesterday, I could see that happening because it seems like they have no shame when it comes to her. Like it's just, everything's just fine, you know, pushing her to these higher and higher limits of life. They think it's just all good to do that kind of thing. So I could definitely see it happening. And they're going to try and, because like, why wouldn't you? If you're going to use somebody as a messiah, like Charlie, like they're trying to use Charlie, why wouldn't you just be like, screw it. We'll just connect him to her and we'll just act like this is what Charlie would have wanted. And we'll say that 1,000 times and it will become public perception. And, you know, everybody on the right who acted like they couldn't be manipulated that way, well, they'll just get manipulated that way because why wouldn't they? And we'll just push her as the VP. And we'll make her seem really good. And, you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, someone said, ask Candace if Charlie was gay. I've heard that quite a bit about, you know, that speculation. I myself think it's nonsense. I don't think he was. I think those kids are his. I'm again, don't know. Wasn't there in the room when it happened. But I think they're his kids. And we'll know later on when they're like online themselves, because Charlie had a very distinct face. So if his kids look like him, you're going to know right away. Okay. You're going to see the teeth. You're going to see the head. Like, you know, you're going to know right away if they're Charlie's kids, but I think they are. And I don't think he was that way, you know. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't think he was. People say it's like a, what's it called? They were accusing Valhalla VFT of having a, what's it called? A lavender marriage. That's where I first heard that term. I don't think that's true at all. You know, I think he was doing it. Not to get graphic. I think he did it. That's just me though. I know a lot of people, they have a lot of weird things because there's some people who actually don't like Charlie all that much. And they're in the investigative scene of things, but they don't actually like Charlie all that much. They didn't really care too much when he passed away. Not saying that's you, whoever commented that, but there's a lot of people who actually don't care for him. And they're just like, whatever, this is just another thing. And I'm not one of those people. I actually liked him a lot. Someone said, I know black, his kids, I know black, Poppy. Of course his kids are going to say that. His kids aren't going to say that, you know, of course. Come on. Blake, Andrew. Yeah, Blake and Andrew might be, you know. And Andrew looks like he kind of is. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Do what you want to do, I guess. But, yeah, it's very weird. Let me just see here. What do we got here? Some people in the chat are just nuts. Charlie was kind of a prick. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are kind of pricks. Especially if you watch clips of them, they're kind of pricks, you know. I didn't think he was kind of a prick when he actually talked about the black community and fatherlessness being the top issue. And if we can fix fatherlessness, you'd fix a lot of what's going on. I thought he was an angel for saying that, because nobody's willing to say that at all. You don't hear many people touch on that. And I come from a fatherless home, and it was terrible for me. I went through a lot of strife and terrible times because of it. And I know that's the problem. I know it even more now because I'm a devoted, very present father, and I can see how that can build somebody up, especially a little girl. I mean, especially a little boy, but especially a little girl, right? So when he said that, I was like, oh, he's not that much of a prick, actually. He's actually a really, really, really good guy, because he's willing to say that. He's willing to say that and put his neck out like that, because a lot of people, if they don't hear that from someone like Officer Tatum, if they don't hear that from someone who looks like they're a part of the community, then they go, oh, you can't say that. But that's not true. You should be able to say that. You should be able to cover that kind of thing. True. So right here, coach. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, you got to think about it. The people who are willing to say that kind of stuff, those are the people that you actually need on your side. George Zinn apparently is facing 15 years in prison for obstruction, and then the terrible charge that he had outside of that had to do with images that were found on his computer. Very interesting. So he's facing up to 15 years. Nobody can talk to him. Nobody can hear his story on why he did what he did. But the hospital staff does say that he said he was paid to cause a distraction, and say that he shot Charlie, but never found out who he was allegedly paid by, or if he even was paid. They could have just been like, we'll pay you, don't worry, big guy. Then he goes to jail. Where's the payment? Put some stuff on his computer. There's your payment. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You're going to pass away in jail because you're 70-something years old. So that's what he's facing right now. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, another thing popped up. Okay, somebody put this on the screen. I'm not going to play it because of how many times Charlie says kitty something. It's pretty crazy how many times he says it in this clip. So I'm not going to play that. But I will say that what Tucker starts talking about here, he talks about how in Washington, it is a known thing that when someone pops up with those terrible images on their computer, that it is the hallmark thing that person is being set up. He says it's like a known thing in Washington that when somebody hears that type of stuff ends up on their computer, they know it's a setup. They know it's a setup right away. And I just, you connect that to George Zinn, because if he didn't have those terrible images and that charge that's associated with him, he'd probably be able to talk a lot more. Because I don't know what's going to happen in the court case. I haven't heard about anybody being allowed to see what's going on in his trials. I'm sure he's had one if they're charging him with this. Who's been to the trials? Who's heard anything about it? Nobody can. Because if you talk to him and you say, hey, did you get paid? And he says yes, well, then that changes everything, doesn't it? It makes everything look very different. They put him in this situation, and now he can't talk to anybody, and you can't get to him, and he's not allowed to take phone calls because someone actually tried to call him up and talk to him. I think it might have been Diligent Denizen. Tried to call him up and could not get through. Nobody's allowed to talk to him. That's weird. Very weird. Who would have paid him? Who would have put him up to that? Clearly someone did. He's not a crazy old man. Actually, when you hear him inside of the podcast that he's on, which has been scrubbed from the internet, he actually sounds pretty with it. Sounds like an older guy who's like really on the ball. His mind works just fine. Just fine. Real intelligent guy too. What happened? Seems like he was at a lot of these events. Was he paid at every event that he went to be around, to, do whatever he did at these different events, these historical events? Really weird. Really, really weird. Jack Posopic, just so you guys know, Jack Posopic is, yes, he did talk to him. Diligent Denizen did talk to him. I'm pretty sure it was a short phone call. I saw that same clip that you are talking about. Why are you crapping on Jesse? What are you talking about? listen, do you guys need me to go into a Barron style Joe type of rant right now? Is that what you need? Is that what you need from me? Whoever you are? Baloo's News. Is that what you need? You need me to talk about you like you're a Joe? Do you need me to pull up the logic courses for you to take? Is that what you need? You need some of those courses to take? You know, you take a time, we put you in timeout for a little bit. You take those courses, you come back when you're a little more well-adjusted. I haven't even mentioned Jesse. What are you talking about? Come on, man. That's why I think some people are bots. I hate to think that people are bots, but then sometimes it's like, oh, well, I don't want to think that this person is that dumb, so I'll think that they're a bot instead. You know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they're not even a real person and they're just ones and zeros. That's, you know, I don't want to think that they actually have a brain like I do and their brain just doesn't work. I'd rather just think they're ones and zeros that are malfunctioning right now. That's what I'd rather do. Like what? There's so many people like that. And you know, it's the Shabbats. Oh man, come on. Whoever said that, that is a solid pun, man. I respect a solid pun. I have to. Oh, someone said it wasn't about me. Okay, never mind. Sorry. My apologies. I'm tearing into somebody. They're not even talking to me. I assume every comment, I have this issue. I've always had this issue where I see the comments and I assume everyone is like to me. Like when I make a video and someone comments, I'm like, oh, they're talking to me. You talking to me? You talking to me? But sometimes they're not. They're like, no, I was just talking to everybody in the comment section. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry about that. I thought you were sorry. I'll go back to having dinner now. Sorry about that. I thought you were talking directly to me. I apologize. Dig into Douglas Coe. Who the hell's Douglas Coe? I don't even like searching things that people tell me to search because you never know what comes up, you know? I'll put that in. What's that? Okay. Nothing crazy came up. I don't know. You got to tell me more. If you want me to look into things, you have to tell me more. You have to tell me what it's about. You can't just say, look into this, you know? This is not Dance Monkey Dance time, okay? I know Black Poppy. Yay! 7,000 in the chat. Let's go, guys. Please hit that like button, guys. If there's 7,000 of you in the chat, why can't we just have 7,000 likes? You know what I mean? I mean, it would just be the greatest thing. Look, we're at half of that, which is still good. It's still good, but if we could get to the full thing. Jack Posobiec getting attacked because he said this. Isn't this fun? This is how it works. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. And that's what these guys are going to learn. Jack Posobiec, all of these guys who like to represent the white and blue over the red, white, and blue, they'll never learn. It's not enough. You didn't do enough. You didn't say enough. It's like North Korea. Like you have to overperform. You have to overperform for the emperor. Jack Posobiec says, and this is in response to Candace Owens releasing those the Zoom calls. He says, when Turning Point was at its lowest, Erika rallied the employees and supporters to put on an incredible tribute to her husband while going through an indescribable grief, as she and her children would never see Charlie again in this life. This post is appreciating my friend Erika. That's nice. That's very nice. But that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. Look at this. This guy right here. This guy's such an agent. Such an agent. This guy. I have no idea who he is. I don't follow him. I mean, I do know who he is. I constantly see him. He's always attacking Candace. But what does that say? What does that say? Oh, seen on CNN. Oh, okay. Good for you. He says, why do you refuse to call out Candace Owens? It's not enough. It's not enough for you to say something nice about your friend. You have to say something about Candace. How dare you not say something about Candace? We're all attacking Candace. How dare you not attack Candace as well? Oh, it's never enough. Jack thought he could just put that out and that would be enough. No. It's never enough for them. Look at this. Another person who always attacks Candace like it's his job. Notice that Jack Posobiec waited 3 months to defend Erika Kirk and refused to even mention Candace Owens by name. The cowardly and valueless grifters that calculate every decision based on how it impacts their clicks and future in Con Inc. are despicable. You're despicable, Jack. Oh, this is the type of thing that got Charlie to start moving his opinions. You're going to see. Jack is going to wake up one day. He's going to wake up one day. Jack's been like on this whole thing. I don't know if you know, like every 6 hours, Jack will write, "The left killed Charlie and I saw them celebrate." Every single time. He always says that. Tyler Robinson, he's always just crying about the official narrative. Oh, things like this will slowly get him to realize what's actually going on. Slowly we'll start to push him along so he understands. What are you going to do? They're always going to attack you. They're never going to stop attacking you. Never, ever going to stop attacking you. Not until you go on a Tim Pool style rant and you start calling Candace a "see you next Tuesday." That's the only time that they'll be satisfied. They want the bridge burned. They don't want anybody to have a bridge leading to Candace. They want all the bridges to be burned away from Candace so no one can go to her. So she's out on an island on her own. It's never enough. They called him despicable because he didn't mention Candace. How do you even mention Candace in a post like this? The post is about Erika. How do you even, he's just supposed to put, P.S. I hate Candace Owens. That's what he's supposed to put. P.S. Candace Owens is a "see you next Tuesday." And I hate her guts. That's what he's supposed to do. Wow. How could he pull that off? That'd be very hard to pull off, guys. You can't just do that. Jack doesn't have chops like that. Can't put that in a PS. Also, PS, I think Erika could beat up Candace Owens in a fight. And I hate Candace Owens so much. Candace Owens has made me not like black people. What's he supposed to say? It's never going to be enough. Never. That's why you can't. Funny enough, you know who said this? Balex Tones actually said this. He said, you can't give in at all. Because once you give in a little bit, once you give in the smallest percent, they will just keep on going. They will just keep on pulling. Because they know that if they push you hard enough, you will give up a little bit. Once you give up a little bit, they're like, okay, there's the crack. We're going to keep on hammering, and he's going to keep on coming down our road. He's going to keep listening to us. He's going to do more and more. It's the virtue signaling. It's the reason that the people speaking up speak. Remember I was saying that about Erika and the way she talks and how funny it was when Barron was making fun of her? And why does she talk like that? Well, it's because you ask things in a question type of format so you can back out of whatever you have to say. That's why they do it. Because they're pushed, people who are very the liberal people of the world, they're pushed so far that they constantly have to virtue signal everything. And these people who present themselves as right-leaning really have a very, very intense loyalty to another nation, a smaller nation, a smaller state. I call it Philadelphia. They have a very deep love of that place more than anything. And whether it's a financial love, whether it's a straight up just a pure love, I don't know. It's a love, and it's more than their love for America. Anyway. I mean, covering this stuff is gonna make me have to become like Candace. I don't want to have to say too much. I mean, guys, I really just have to talk about this, lighten the mood a little bit here. But coming this fall, Mikey McCoy stars in Walk Hard. Mikey McCoy stars in Walk Hard. When things get hard, he walks. What did I say here? When times get hard, we walk harder. The Mikey McCoy story. Oh my gosh. Whoever made this, thank you. Kurt, Kurt Burnings, thank you so much for making this. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to watch this movie. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a blockbuster. I gotta be honest, you know? Mikey McCoy just taking his final steps over there. His final steps out of the scene. Completely out of it. I mean, just wonderful. I love it. Absolutely. Let's keep going here. Taking voice lessons from Barron. Barron has one of those voices like Tucker Carlson where you hear it and you slowly, like if you listen to enough Tucker, you're going to be like, well, I was listening to Tucker Carlson the other day. Not that I have any problem with any other content creators. I just really think that he's something special. I mean that with all my heart. I'm being completely honest when I say that. You know, just out of nowhere, you just start talking like him. He's one of those guys. That's Barron has that. He has that same thing where you hear it. It's very distinct. You will get absorbed by the voice blob that is Barron or Tucker if you listen to them enough. You know, it's very interesting. So let's jump in here. What else we got? What else we got here? I had a little bit of manipulation from Molly Ringwald, the girl from the Breakfast Club. She's trying to trick people. Very gross. I found this hug. I was supposed to show this with the whole wanting to be in Hollywood thing. This is a very odd hug. I mean, the lean in this lady's back. I mean, just lean forward here. Look, the cupping the shoulders as to not have it go too deep. I mean, there's just a whole lot going on in this picture here. People tore this picture up in the comments, man. They tore it up. And hey, I get it. You got to tear it up. Look at this. That's Erika. She's hugging, who is this? Pamela Carter, Arizona, honored to have Erika in the House of Representatives today in honor of Charlie Kirk's legacy on Freedom Day. We love you. We're praying for you, Erika, and your family. Very interesting stuff here. You know, I do think she's getting positioned to politics, and I think she'll take that position. There's many people that wouldn't. There's some people who are just like, oh, I'm not good enough to do that. I can't do that. She's not one of those people. She's not one of those people who has the self-awareness to go, oh, that's not for me. No, that would have been for my husband, but that's not for me. She's going to take anything and everything that was supposed to be for Charlie. Anything. She's going to gather it up. Gathering it up right now. Anything that was supposed to be for Charlie, she's going to go after. If it's a VP position, she's in it. If it's anything possible that is Charlie, she's going to go for. Let's jump into the super chats here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump into these super chats here. Forced hug. Yeah, it was a forced hug. It's definitely a forced hug. There's no way it wasn't a forced hug. Are you kidding me? There's no way it wasn't. It's just weird. You know, some people hug weird, you know? They hug very weird. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's jump into these super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, Heather. Heather's in the building. I'm sorry I went at you like that, Heather. You seem like a great gal, you know? And I went at you. I apologize. Then I saw you bought me a coffee. You're a monthly subscriber on Buy Me a Coffee. I was like, oh, come on. Come on, Heather. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, Heather says, morning, coach. Morning, Heather. Let's keep going here. Who is this here? 25680. Before Poppy, follow them in before Poppy, follow the mints. Thank you so much for being early on that super chat. Really appreciate that. Heather says, Uncle Barron wearing Philadelphia green mint hoodie yesterday. Love our community. Yeah, I saw that hoodie. Yeah, he was calling it mint green. Somebody called it mint green, and I think they were making that joke, but I couldn't be sure as I was listening to it. Catch the June Bug says, trying to steady myself for all the jump scares that come with these zoomed images. Does anyone know where I can buy holy water in bulk? Costco. If any place is going to have holy water in bulk, it is going to be Costco. It is 100% going to be Costco that has that type of stuff for you just on deck. It's for sure going to be Costco. You don't have to look anywhere else. Costco, you can get a coffin, you can get a snowmobile. I'm not kidding about coffin. Go look it up. You can go get a coffin from Costco. Very insulting to whoever passed away, I have to say. Very insulting. But they probably make a great coffin. They probably make some good holy water too. Fantastic way to start my day. Good morning, Coach. Good morning to you as well, Laura. Thank you so much. I have a sister named Laura. Gabrielle, hi, Coach. Loving your views on events. Thank you so much. You know, I'm gonna have a little segment where I cover some news that's going on. You know, it'll slowly start to come out more as we find things. I'm still getting into the groove of this whole live thing. This is a 90-day experiment. I think this is live number 7. So we're doing another, 83 of these. And then I want to see where we're at, what it looks like, what it feels like. For me, it's really fun. I really like it. I know there's some people, and I should talk about this. I know there's some people that like the shorter videos. And if you're here, which you're probably not, if you are here, hey man, just watch. If you like 30 minutes, watch it for 30 minutes. What? Did I have to even say that out loud? Watch it for 30 minutes. I love when I have a show that I watch and I watch some of it and then I go on a car ride and I go, oh yeah, I didn't watch the rest. And then I just listen to that. What's going on? So, you know what I mean? So weird. And then also when I do the 30 minutes, I can see my analytics. You know, the average watch time is like 15 minutes. So it's like you love the 30-minute video and then you only watch half of it. Hey man, why are you messing with all of us? We're all having fun over here, communicating, having a good time, interacting. What's up? Fleet, my new business partner. ASD Fleet. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong the last time. ASD Fleet. Please go and subscribe to that channel, guys. I mean, I'm not even kidding. We gotta start making these videos, guys. I mean, if we start making them together, we'll bring them over here. We'll start posting them. You know what I mean? Or we'll make a whole other channel, because it would be great to have a show called Allegedly, Maybe, Perhaps, and we just do ridiculous sketches like that. I would love that. They say I will make more animations, you name it. There's also a Scooby-Doo trailer with you in it on my channel. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, I did not know that. Do I still have this up? Let me see if I can find, hold on. Let me see if I can find the Scooby-Doo. There's a Scooby-Doo intro. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, you're the one that made this? You're the one that made the other animation of me. You have a Baron one too? Oh, come on. Come on. Let me check this out. This is crazy. Okay, so you got these 4. Yeah, you got to make more of these. You definitely got to make more of these. Oh, this is incredible. Here, hold on. Let me bring, check it out. Check it out. Wow. What do we got here? I'm going to make the screen smaller. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work. I know I'm muted. Charlie loved Philly. Wow. Come on. See you in Valhalla. My girlfriend's a country music star, 33 hours. Them Under the Tent, Rob McCoy, Candace, Ian, Baron. Who's the blonde girl, though? Erika Kirk saying that's it. Stop. Wow. You got to let me know. How long does this take to make? Erika running. They're running away from us. I was in the car. Ben on the little horse. Wow, this is nuts. All of them going nuts. Perfect. This is such a great image of Tim. Tim is such a weird guy now. I guess he's always been a weird guy. It's just hard to tell. There I am. I drive the car. So what is this? Driving Miss Daisy? I just drive the car? That's how this is? It's fine. Yeah, it's funny enough. Yeah, I drive my wife everywhere, so you're kind of right. I used to be a food delivery guy, so I am always driving. You actually hit the nail on the head there. Come on. Candace Intelligence Agency. That's crazy. Thank you so much. That's nuts. That is nuts. Good job. There's a bunch of them here. Let me see this Baron one. Let me see this Baron one you got here. Hold on. We'll get right back to the super chats in a second. These are incredible. Hold on a second. What? This is not the one. This is crazy, though. You're the one that made this. Even hired a mint girl, okay? And she comes up to me. She's an angel. Husband named Angel. 3 kids named Angel. Angel Jr. and Angel number 3. And they all bring me mints. And I love these mints right here. These are the mints that I ask them to bring me every day. That is hilarious. Let me see the Baron one. That's what the one I clicked on here. Let me see this.
You could get Introduction to Logic by Irving M. Koppel. It's a Macmillan hardcover book. They have it for $7.09. Joe, for under $10, you cannot be stupid. Joe, there's no excuse for you to be wandering around in your condition. Sorry, Joe. I was unaware, Joe, you were in this condition. I was unaware you were stricken. Poor Joe. Poor Joe. Grew up in a family of stupid people, and now she has to suffer this abuse. Not her fault. She was born into it. It's not her fault her parents didn't teach her how to think critically. And you're defending a bad person. I can't believe it. You're terrible.
Holy. I don't know why it's so much funnier when it's animated. Holy. That is I can't believe what I just saw. Why did the image go out over here? Why did that happen? Am I still here? I am still here. Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's just incredible. Good job. Just incredible job. I'm sorry. I know I derailed the super chats there, but I think it was worth it. I think it was well worth it. That was crazy. That is so good. That is so good. I'm telling you, I got a lot of ideas. We need to go over ideas. I might be pulling myself a little thin here, but I'm willing to do it. I like to redline myself. We got to go over some animation ideas. I'm telling you. Oh, geez. Thank you so much. ASDI. What is it? Defleet? You tell me how to pronounce that. When I respect someone, I want to know how to pronounce their name. Anti-straight. That's what I'm going to call you here. Anti-straight. Says, please, coach, look at the video of Erika Kirk riding in the back seat next to that Stacy lady. The man in front, the front passenger seat, looks super scary. I feel like that man is Dan Flood. I can't find that video. It's where Erika's crying. I don't know if I can find that video. I know what video you're talking about. It's when everything first happened. But yeah, that Stacy person is like, it's very odd. It's a very odd video when you see it. I know exactly what you're talking about. That woman might be her handler. That might be the lady. Again, maybe. Allegedly, maybe, perhaps. Might be the person. Take, what is this? Oh, to heal me? L-scene? What is this? LL-scene? You'll be better fast. You're welcome. Okay. All right. I'll look into that. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll look into that, man. The wife's been sick. And then I woke up and it felt like there was something in my throat. You know when you feel it like starting? And I was real tired yesterday. I didn't get my thumbnail done. I didn't get the description done. I didn't even have all the tabs up or anything. I just passed out at probably 11:30, 12. And the wife kept calling me because she calls me to check on me. And I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, I'm coming. And then I would just fall back asleep. I don't usually get like that. I usually have more energy late at night. And for some reason, I just had zero energy. And then I woke up feeling like this. So I'm hoping that this passes and that maybe my throat was just dry, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm telling you right now, I get sick. I don't stop. I just keep going. So that's just the way it is. Jen says, bro, in the Bible, Revelation 3, to the church of Philadelphia, it speaks of good people. That's all I see on the screen. It speaks of good people. Yeah, I know it speaks of good people. Huh? What? Huh? Who said what? Fake what? No. Mm-mm. Nah, I didn't say that. Who? I don't know. Banner from the chat. I'm kidding. But I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, really hard to tell. You know? So who's the real ones? Those black dudes that scream at people on street corners? You know? They're the real ones? Hope not. I hope not. You ever see those guys? The black Israelites? They just scream at white people. You are the devil. How about that, boy? They go, it's crazy. It's nuts that they don't get removed from the street. It's really weird because they're really going at people, and it's really crazy when they do it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. But I hope they're not the real ones, right? I don't know. Maybe it's me, guys. I've been told by a Philadelphian or two that I have a Philadelphia soul. I'm not even making that up. I've been told by a bunch of them that I have a Philadelphia soul. And I say, okay, that's nice, I guess. I couldn't just have a black person's soul. That's fine. Cool. Whatever. You know, it's a weird compliment, but a compliment nonetheless. I'll take it. I'll take any compliment I can get. Pablo says, hi, coach. After the great code like Mortal Kombat Ultra and the Sublime Philadelphia, we perhaps could use one for the Philly Secret Service. The Philly Secret Service. Oh, those guys? I think I know who you're talking about. YouTube wouldn't let me type that actual word in. Ah, interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think you just did it. I mean, you said Philly Secret Service. There you go. It's there. I guess that's the code we can go with. You know, I need to make a whole legend. You know what? I forgot. And, you know, now that I'm here nearing the end of the show, I'd like to ask you guys, because you guys are the real people. We were talking about maybe creating a Discord where we can all be, because some people don't have X, some people don't use this, don't use that. If we created a Discord, we could just get in and be there. When I'm going live, I can put my my notification out to all you guys. Sometimes I hear people say they don't get it on X. Some people say they get it very late when it comes to this platform. If we were all on there, you would get it right away, obviously. But I mean, you know, just let me know. Let me know if you guys are into that whole thing. I will definitely Discord. Yes. Ew, at Discord. Okay, we're separate. We're 50-50 on the Discord here. X is full of S. Yes, X is full of S. It's rough. It's real rough, but I do like it. I'm growing to like it a little bit. We'll just keep going here. Let's keep on doing this. Ms. Amazing. Let me see this here. Let me take this comment here. Let me remove that one here. Why are you yelling out PDF file and you're not saying PDF file? Why are you doing that? Who was that? Who was that? I don't even know who it was by anymore. I can't see it. Don't do that. What's the matter with you? Don't screw my chat over, man. And obviously that's going to the one person. Not you. I'm talking to him. Don't worry. You're okay. I like you. Ms. Amazing says, please look into Cardozo's ties to the Tennessee explosion, as well as the family doc. It builds how it builds quiet relationships with powerful people, politicians, business leaders, international figures, and breakfast prayer. Okay. The breakfast prayer part is very weird. I guess I have to watch the documentary. I was actually supposed to watch that documentary last night, and like I said, I passed out. I was supposed to be watching that. Are you saying she has ties to the explosion and the documentary, or are you saying that she has ties to the explosion and you want me to watch the documentary? I'll just assume it's the second option there. But yeah, very interesting. What ties she would have to that? Let me know what you're talking about. If you have me on IG, let me know what you're talking about in IG, or let me know here what you're talking about if you're still here. But yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Myra, it's not because not because I'm holier than whatever that gets me every time. Let's keep going here. Slime says, thanks for your talents. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Controller by Miles here. Thank you so much for the sticker. Clue says, stay at home mom here. You make my mornings a blast. You crack me up. Praise Jesus, and God bless you and your family with abundance. Thank you so much. That is one of the things I thank God for every day is our abundance. So thank you for saying that. You said a couple shows ago, it's Joe Rogan doing the baboon face on the wall, but what's up with the reason you chose that? Love the show. Because I like that face. I like when he does that face. And it's the main face he makes when he takes selfies. Like he won't do a regular face for some reason. He always does that face. So I just chose that one because I like it. I didn't really want a face of him like being like, hey, like he's trying to be good looking or anything like that. I just wanted like a silly face. And it was supposed to be on a shirt, right? So it was supposed to be like a wacky shirt that I was going to wear, but just didn't turn into that. Spray and Tans 222. I am disappointed in Cash. I too am disappointed in Cash. I hate to say it. I'm starting to become more disappointed in Prez O. So discouraging. We are in a movie. Yeah, a lot of people feel like that, especially when the hoax thing came about, when he called it a hoax and then he called people who believe in it weaklings. I was like, oh man, this is terrible. Because one thing about him, and I've always said this, I've made videos about this. His superpower is his disrespect towards politicians on the left and the right, and to the intel, and to the defense contractors, and to anybody else he needs to. And I always would say his superpower is his disrespect, and he never wields it at the people. And that was one time where I was like, oh man, he's disrespecting the people who love him. And I was like, that sucks. That sucks to see. But let's keep going. Beebs says, thank you for making me laugh on the daily. You brighten my existence. I love seeing people rocking out, doing what God made them to do. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I'm trying to do every single day. Just trying to be a vessel and allowing God to just do the work. Transformation of America by Kathy O'Brien. Must read. Once thought it was mostly bonkers. Now it is becoming more plausible as things are unraveling. Where's my pen? I got a few things. I still got to look into Robbie. I still got to look into Brad McGraw. Let me see. What's this name here? Kathy O'Brien. Let me know if there's any other recommendations amongst you guys. I would appreciate it. I'll try and, what's the book called? Transformation. I'll find it. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that. Brew J. Thank you so much for that, Brew J. Let's keep going. Nikki 1. Nikki, all of Erika's tryout auditions remind me of poor Sue Heck on the middle, but Sue's much more lovable. What do you mean? What is this? What show is that? Tryout auditions remind me of poor Sue Heck on the middle. Who is Sue Heck? And what is on the middle? Let me know. Jessica for thou Elfie? For thou Elfie? Anyway. Make am Erika gone again. Gone as in locked in a tall tower. Her next role could be Rapunzel or Amy Doon in Gone Girl 2. That's so funny. You don't want her locked away. I don't want her locked away. I just want her to just not be doing what she's doing. You know, they need a new CEO and they need somebody who's not going to try and manipulate things. And it's hard because how do you find another Charlie? There's a reason Bill Montgomery was like, don't go to college. You need to do what I'm going to tell you to do. There's a reason he did that because you don't stumble onto these types all the time, right? It's hard. It's very hard. Sulak. Candace described Erika Kirk in a nutshell perfectly. Chat GPT, Christianity. Chat GBT? No, it's Chat GPT, unless I'm messing up there. Christianity uses keywords like forgiveness, humble, God's plan, but has zero substance. Yeah, that is a good way of describing it. Because it's kind of just like ChatGPT will tell you what it thinks of Christianity. It's not actually breaking down anything. What's with all the mental people? Thank you. Her voice is fine, but how the F did she win Miss Arizona? Gentlemen, take her swimming on the first date. That is so funny. Keith, take her swimming on the first date. Listen, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I mean, makeup, man. I mean, that's makeup. I don't think she looks terrible. I think most ladies are pretty. You know what I mean? I don't really, because it's like, you put on makeup. Everybody puts on makeup. Not everybody, but most women, they put on makeup, and it's just part of the thing. It's just part of the thing. It's like you assume they're gonna put on makeup, and it's fine if they do, and if they don't, it's fine. I don't know. You take them swimming on the first date. I mean, like, you have a lady who's not wearing makeup and you're married to her. You don't care anymore. Let me tell you something. When you're married, you don't care about that stuff anymore. At least I don't. I don't, makeup, no makeup. I notice if my wife puts on makeup, because if I don't, I'm in trouble. But I could care. I don't care if she doesn't, Well, once you're in love with a lady, like I had my friend, he's a younger guy, and he was talking to me and he's asking, like, how do you deal with your wife getting pregnant and getting bigger? And you're like, it's like, you don't even understand. If you don't have kids, you don't understand. It's like, it's the best thing ever when they get bigger, because that means the kid's growing and the kid's alive and the kid's safe. You like it. You're like, yay, you're getting bigger. That's good. It's progressing properly. If they don't get bigger, you're like, what's going on? We got to go to the doctor. You got to check. Like, you actually like it, And then afterwards, you're like, she looks the way she does, because their bodies change. She looks the way she does because she had my kid, and it's the best thing ever. Like, it's funny. It's funny how people get like that. But yeah, if you're a single guy, you're going on dates, sure, jump in the water first. I don't know. But when it comes to your wives, man, all that stuff goes away. When you find the right one, all that stuff's going to go away. You're not going to care about any of that stuff anymore. It's all going to fade away. Right now, you're looking for perfection. And it's like, believe me, once you have someone that's having kids for you, and then you see what that entails, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's crazy how much happens, how sick they get. They're like waddling around. And they just endure it. People have made the joke, if guys had to get pregnant, it would be the population would be at 500 million, because we'd be like, get out of here. I'm not doing that for you. There'd be no lady that can convince me to get pregnant. I'd be like, get out of my face. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Ma'am, don't touch me. Oh yeah, I'm not doing that for nobody. But my wife does it. And she wants to do it more. You know how exciting that is? I don't know. When you get there, you'll understand. The truth, the unleavened truth. I'm starting to review all of the evidence with a new lens. Charlie as the CEO of Turning Point, but was not the boss of Turning Point. It's all starting to make sense now. Let me know who you think the boss was. I would love to hear that theory. Okay, so you were talking about the documentary. Everyone watch the family doc. Look deeper into Douglas Coe. Okay, so this is a guy. Okay, so let me write this name down. So it's Douglas. I think I'm saying it right. How else would you pronounce that name? Douglas C-O-E. Okay, all right. And the fellowship, the breakfast prayer meetings, first Thursday of February every year. Okay. So I'm guessing we'll understand that more when we watch the documentary. As someone who is Dominican, I love the jokes. Keep making the world laugh and spreading truth. Like, imagine underneath it says P.S. I know Black Poppy. P.S. I know Black Poppy. But of course, bro, Dominican. Listen. You're in New York. And you meet some Dominicans, and you're going to meet them in the barbershops because they're the best barbers. They can take jokes and they can dish jokes out. It's they're amazing with it. I got my buddy, he's my good friend, his wife is Cuban. They're very similar, and then she has a bunch of Dominican friends, you know, because they all connect when, you know, they find each other. And yeah, man, the stuff that they say is crazy. Crazy stuff. Like we're back in the 90s, you know. Baron 2.0 with the mutes. Yeah, you know, it happens sometimes. I apologize. It happens. I am also a part of a high IQ outfit. I'm a part of his high IQ outfit, so expect nothing less. Kristen says, I know Black Poppy will never not be funny. Panamanians be like that too. Yeah, they do. Of course they do. 100% they're like that too, man. It's nuts. It's nuts. Even my buddy, his wife's Cuban. And I'm like, you're black. And I always make fun of her. I call her black. And she's like, I'm not black. And then I think I told you guys. Then my buddy showed me a picture of her dad. I'm like, the guy's black. She's like, I know. She's like, but I'm not. I'm not. He's dark. He's dark, yeah. But I'm not black. It's like, what the fuck? You insult me like this? Anyway, Donnie Sykes. Donnie Sykes. Hey, what's going on? Is that Donnie Sykes? Hey, I think Donnie Sykes is back. Hey, Donnie, you want to go whack a couple guys? Let's go. Hey, bro, I'm glad people are starting to talk about how non-Christians are starting to take over. Keep flying that conservative flag proudly. Once again, I'm going to need you to try that black background. I can't. What am I going to do? I think I'm going to paint my wall black? Come on, man. I can't do that. But yeah, you know what? That is what's happening. There's a lot of people who are trying to take over a movement, and they're not of that. Like there's one guy who I saw recently. This guy's like complete astroturf, like just making up events and stuff. And the guy's he's not Christian. He's Philadelphian. He's a Philadelphia guy. There's images of him licking that wall. And he doesn't explain it. Nothing. No one ever asks him about it. But it's like, and then he's like running around the Bible and he's like starting stuff with people. I'm like, what is this? This is the weirdest thing ever. There's a lot of that going on, man. Once you start seeing it, it's hard to unsee it. Have to watch Godfrey's I'm Not Black. That's where I got it from. Just who said that? Who actually said that? AC Movements. That's exactly where I got it from. I've seen Dominicans do it, but when he does it, and that's the thing about Godfrey. The comedian this is a perfect example here. The comedian Godfrey, okay? Godfrey comedian. Literally, a comedian. This is what a Dominican will look like. Oh, come on. At least show me the comedian. What are you guys doing? You're not even showing me the comedian. I have to write comedian? You're writing comedian, and I can't just have comedian there? Let me see. This is exactly what they will look like, okay? And they will look you dead in their face. Show the image. They will look, they look just like this, and they are looking at you in your eyes, and they're telling you, I know black, papi, I know black. Nunca, papi, no. No, yo soy no negro. Hey, no soy no negro, papi. No. What? And they look just like this. I'm not making it up. Anybody who knows. They will look just like that. And they're looking you dead in the face. And they'll get mad if you argue with them. Oh, yeah, man. I'm not making that up. That's a real thing, boy. August 28th is when the Mint man started planning UVU. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding about that. They'll look just like Godfrey. The Lang guy. Okay, so you actually know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Jake Lang. I didn't want to name him, but I'll name him. Jake Lang. He's running around acting like he's like this devout Christian person. Guy's Philadelphian. What are we talking about here? What are you doing? And he's starting stuff with a Bible in his hand, and you don't even rep that, really. You know what I mean? It's weird, man. It's just odd. It's very odd. So I think there's a lot more of that going on than people realize. Not actually Christians. Yeah, man. Just really tanned. Yeah, that's what they're just like, no. I in the sun. My friend. I in the sun, okay? It gets a little different, but I know black. And it's like, I'm not talking about I'm not even talking about your skin. I'm talking about your nose, bro. I'm talking about your hair, bro. Like you got a bag of cotton balls on your hair, just nappy, telling me you're not black. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, man. Arguments with those guys. Arguments. And then I'll tell them, I'll be like, my parents, my grandparents are Cuban. They're like, hey, you know black. You know black. Hey, you know black. That's great. They're like, what are you talking about? Am I the only one who thinks the humble, grieving Erika dresses like Harry Styles in 2023? Wow. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because now I got to pull up Harry Styles 2023. Don't do that. Come on. Why are you going to do that? Come on. Why would you do that to everybody? 2023. Oh, come on, man. Is that the same dress? It's the pizzazz. He has the same rings on. Why does he have the same rings on? I'm crying. Why does he have the same rings? How does he have the same ones? Holy jeez. What are we talking about here, man? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Jeez. This is crazy. This is nuts. This is crazy. He has the dress, the bedazzled. She had a pantsuit. He has a straight up dress. They swapped, Wow. Now I can't unsee it. Now forever I'm going to know. Same energy. Same energy. Same energy at AmFest, Same energy at the memorial. Come on. Don't make me say stuff like that. Don't make me say stuff like that. Oh my gosh. I typed in Harry Styles 2023. And blame Raquel. Raquela. Blame her. That's not my fault. I didn't do that. That was all her. Honey Cinnamon warmed each other. Oh, for my throat? Yeah, I got to do that. I have a honey drink here, but I have an unbelievable small bladder. And when I drink stuff, I have to go to the washroom, and I don't want to do that while I'm on here with you guys. So I refrain from drinking any water from the time I wake up until the time I'm done. Usually I have coffee. I also have tea here that has honey in it. Thanks, wife. It has honey in it. So we'll see what we can do. Dougie Fresh. Some of you young people don't even know who Dougie Fresh is. Dougie Fresh. Hey, coach, your thoughts on the gifted and talented program at Texas elementary schools? Son is in kindergarten at STEM plus arts public school. He scored in the top 9% of the state and standardized math test, invited to GATE. Nervous about accepting. Well, you should be. My kids are young, right? My kid is young. My baby is going to be born. And man, I'm nervous about letting them go anywhere. Without me, I can't even fathom it. Like my kid has never been in a room without me or my wife being there. 2 years. It's never happened once. Not once. So even with the next one, I want to bring the kid in the room. And my wife's like, oh, they're not going to let you do that. And I'm like, well, what if I just don't care? Like, what if I just don't care? And I just go, well, my other kid's here, so whatever. I'm really thinking about trying to do that, but we have the grandparents on standby. But should you be nervous about accepting? You should. You should look into that school more. Texas elementary schools having these GATE programs, you should look into it. But also, my wife has had the same experience, and her experience was fine, right? It was just regular. But the thing about it is, what I'm starting to learn is that there's levels. So you might think your kid might get in and be in level 1. But as they see the skills that they're looking for start progressing, or I don't know what the word is, enhancing, involving, strengthening in someone, There's different levels. So your kid might be in the same school as another kid, and that kid might be in level 1 and not seeing too much going on. And then some other kids might be level 2, 3, and then all of a sudden they're in like different rooms and they're alone with people all the time. And so you really have to look into what are they going to do. You really, really, really have to look at what are they going to do with my kid? What is their plan with my kid? And really ask them and look into the school. Check on Reddit. Check on all the platforms you possibly can to see if there's any adults who now have experience. See if they have any connection to any actual government. Sometimes there, from what I've been researching, sometimes there's actual DOD contracts that these schools have, right? Or funding that they're getting from the DOD. So you have to really like look into it a whole bunch. But should you be nervous accepting? Definitely. I mean, who knows what it can turn into, right? Or what they want with your kid, right? A year ago, if I told you he'd be the next Charlie Kirk, you'd be like, okay with it. But now, you know what I mean? Lips or lisp tick. I made the mistake of saying you are becoming the GOAT yesterday. My deepest condolences. I meant to say you are becoming a legend among mere beings. That's because I said goats get sacrificed. Goats do get sacrificed. You know, those people who are running around calling people the GOAT, like a lot of people think it just means greatest of all times, but it's a double entendre. And they're talking about you. They're talking about you being sacrificed. The people who are at the top always get sacrificed, if you notice. Allah, Charlie Kirk, right? Keith says, no Epstein files, but tax returns 2 times like before Biden. Yeah. Jeverbergs, J-Berg, if that's easier, thank you so much. Yes, I will go with J-Berg. Join the live late, so I can't say anything relevant or funny. I'll just say, keep up the phenomenal work. Mikey McCoy might blush if he knew how terrific Coach is. Oh yeah, he might. He might see a video one day and be like, this guy really likes me. You know, he might be on the podcast, just unaware of everything. Lisa P, accountability. What a concept by Lemonhead. Oh yeah. Accountability. The same accountability he said all those people should be taking now all of a sudden is being pushed towards him. Yeah, we'll see how he likes it. We'll see how the treatment goes. I mean, I wouldn't wish jail on anybody, but you know, a lot of those people who just walked in unaware, they ended up going to jail for years. Yeah, if he ended up being like that, well, you know who would support that? Him. Because he supported that when it happened to other people. Oh, how about that? Very interesting. Obviously, it's not exactly the same situation, but again, no love for Don Lemon. Lisa P says, have you heard about Kim Clement? Supposedly a prophet. There's people who think his Esther prophecy is about Erika. Yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody sent me an email about this and I watched it. If you hear that prophecy, it doesn't sound like Erika at all, and it sounds like Candace. I don't know if this is the same video that we're talking about. I'm pretty sure that it is. It sounds exactly like Candace. It doesn't sound like Erika slightly. Not even slightly does it sound like Erika. It sounds like Candace. But if you listen to it again, right? And here's the thing, right? Everybody, when they hear something, they're going to think different things, right? You could tell somebody, they say words are dead, right? Because they have such different meanings to different people. If you tell somebody the word community, they'll think it's one thing. If they've had bad experience with community, someone else will think another thing, you know? So when somebody hears this prophecy and they don't like Candace and they like Erika, they'll think Erika. I never even forget about what I think about Erika. She didn't even come to mind when I heard that video. Like, not even slightly. No woman came to mind other than Candace in my mind. But listen to it. Make your own decision. It's a pretty wild video, honestly. 1202 Awakening says, new to the channel, could you tell where could tell you where my people a month ago, but today's lemon rant was 100. I had to fight for my religious exemption. They denied it twice. Keep fighting. Yep, my buddy too got denied that. You know, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't even have to put that up as a thing. You shouldn't have to even say you bring your religion into it. It's ridiculous. You know, your sovereign rights as a person to not have to do things that they want you to do. Anyway, you keep fighting too. Thanks, Coach, for what you do. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let's keep going here. What is this? Sato Gaming. My thoughts on, I don't know who this person, Good Citizen. She calls out the elites, psyops. Song goes, oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me type this name in. Do I know who you're talking about? Yes, I follow this person. Yeah, her songs are great. Her songs are amazing. I don't know if I can play them here, but yeah, her songs are absolutely incredible. I had no idea who you were talking about because I just follow her and I just see her songs. But her songs are crazy good. Crazy good. The things she talks about, the stuff she calls out, she's amazing. 100%. You kept bringing this. I've seen many people bring this person up in the super chats. I had no idea who you were talking about. I didn't even know that was her name. Yeah, I follow her. I follow her all the time. I think she was mentioned on Joe Rogan just the other day. Yeah. She's incredible. I don't know if she'll have mainstream success just because of what she talks about, but she's amazing. Everybody should go check her out. Check out her songs. You'll find one that you really like for sure. I don't give a damn. Ilya, is that how you say that? Ilya was the one who had a nonprofit suing all the colleges for being antiseptic. After 1023, most were dismissed. Also, dual citizenship. Yeah, of course. I mean, go look at his posts. Of course. Come on. Dual citizenship. And I bet he'd get rid of the American one if he had a choice. Search Vance Kirk ticket Turek to find the clip you're looking for. Interesting. Let's see if Jessica is correct about that. Let's see. Calling you out right here live, Jessica. We'll see. Vance Kirk ticket Turek. Think you thought I wouldn't do it, huh? So far. This is not a drill. There's a bunch of YouTube. What is this? Let me see if I can find the clip first, but I think somebody made a video about it. I just hate clicking links. I don't like clicking links. If you can avoid clicking links, you should. You should at all cost avoid clicking links. Let me just try. You were right. You're right, Jessica. Okay. All right. You win. Oh, and here's the actual clip. Wow. Thank you, Jessica. Really appreciate that. Let's keep going. Let's check this out.
Ticket in 2028 is going to be Vance Kirk. And I said, I don't know if you want to take it because I don't think you're going to have the same effect as the president of Turning Point USA.
Wow. Now, this one has copyrighted music on it. For everybody who does that, I hate you. But let's see.
Ticket.
Nope, that one does too. And it's the worst song ever on top of it. So why do it? Why play the worst music you can possibly play on a video where the video has talking in it? What are you doing? Please don't do that, guys. That is Joe-like behavior.
At the end of the year, he'd review. He had these notebooks that he would always be writing in 24/7. And at the end, he would do a few of them every year and he'd have them on his bookshelf. And at the end of the year, he'd review them. So there's probably like almost 100 of them. There's so many of them. And Erika is reading them. She's like, it's like he left me these blueprints of where the country was going, where he wanted everything to go, things that he liked, things that he wanted to avoid, topics that he loved. There's a lot of pages, dedicated to Frank Turek in there. And And there's just you saw him. You saw those notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
He was always taking notes, and he left behind these blueprints for her. Yeah, we don't really ever know what the outcome's going to be. I definitely thought.
I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. That wasn't exactly the clip I was looking for, but yeah, there is a clip where they're talking about
the ticket.
Another person with the music on it. I absolutely hate it. It's the worst thing ever. Anyway, that's just my personal beef with people who do that. But yes, Jessica, you were correct. You were correct, Jessica. You were correct. Darling Jessica, thank you very much. I will remember that. I don't give a damn. HIPAA prevents hospital staff from speaking about Zinn. Interesting. And the charges are to keep him in jail and quiet from who paid him. Reportedly in Orem, Utah since 2023. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. That's how they're keeping him quiet. Okay, what does this say? This is like big red letter, big red. Pablo, please start the second YouTube channel. The world needs more Coach Colin. No profanities, but humor and info. It's mint-tastic. Well, that second channel will be like just focused on Canada and what's going on. I would like to be able to have channels about all of the West because that's what I'm concerned with. I'm not concerned with. I'm one of those people where I'm not super concerned with the Middle East or other places. I'm really concerned with the West. Western civilization is a big thing that I'm worried about. And yeah, so I would eventually, hopefully, I would have a UK one, a Canada one, and then my normal one would be basically this US. But we'll see. We'll see where time goes. I need help. That's the thing. I need a team. I try to always do things by myself. It's just not possible. I can't do it. So I need a team of people to help me out here. So if you know people in Canada who want to help, let me know. I'll get in touch with them and we will get at it. How did I miss all of these? How did that happen? Okay, I think we're over here. Come on. Up. Oh man, I gotta buy a new computer. You know, Barron was telling me when I did the live with him, he was telling me he had like 5 monitors at one point. I got a laptop. That's it. That's what I'm running this whole thing on. And this laptop is like, it's at like 150 miles on this thing. You know, it's crazy. Two fives. Lost my 6-figure the same way. Once the ultimatum was made, there was no choice in my mind, leaned into it and opened up my own company. Last year, my taxes were equal to my own salary. Best thing that ever happened to me. Me too. I mean, you know, things are better than ever now. It just, at the time, the amount of stress that it put me through, having that ultimatum, it was crazy. It was terrible. So, you know, and on top of that, it was done to us purposely. They were purposely, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. They were purposely doing that to us, to put us into that stress mode, to force us to do the thing. You know, it's just, and then those guys, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, Anderson Cooper, Rachel Maddow, Joe Scarborough, Mika, The View, all of those people. What's that bald-headed one's name? What's her name? Joy Reid. All of them. They all pushed to stress us out more and to turn people against us. It was disgusting. I'll never forgive that stuff. Never. I'm amused that the ad under your live is a schmelementology. I'm sorry? What word is that? Somebody spell that out for me in the chat. Okay, help me out here, guys. What on earth is this person saying? Go Max, coach. Thank you so much. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going. You're amazing. Thank you. You're amazing. Tab fam. Let's keep going here. Who dat? Look into Howard Hughes. Died in the 70s. Multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire. ties to the government, owned aviation company, ties to Hollywood, owned a studio, ties to the Mormons, took care, I was getting into the whole owned, took care of him during his 20-year disappearance. Crazy. That's interesting. I didn't know that about that guy. I knew he owned an aviation company. Didn't know he owned a studio, though. Your highest currency. The Ariana Grande clip with the memory loss joke thing was her promoting her song on the album. In the music video, she goes to a memory loss clinic called We Can't Be Friends. Oh, so you don't know what double entendres are, huh? Oh, okay. Your highest currency. So you don't think when Britney Spears made sure to make her only animated song where there was a cloning facility, you think that was just a fun video. Oh, you think when Eminem did the same thing, you thought that was just a fun video. Oh, okay. You thought when Lil Uzi Vert was on stage simulating drinking blood with a pentagram behind him, you thought that was just a fun thing to watch. Oh, okay. Thanks, lady. You're wrong. I'm just gonna say that. I was saying that before. It was a little much. I'll just say it like more monotone. You're wrong. Okay, it's not a joke. They don't. You think Stanley Kubrick just made Eyes Wide Shut because he likes people wearing masks? Oh, okay. Anyway, oh my gosh. I mean, come on. Yeah, she was not joking. I mean, listen, did it correlate to a music video and everything? Yes, but you got to understand double entendres. You got to understand people trying to tell you the truth while they're also trying to show you their quote unquote art. You have to understand what you're actually being shown when people do stuff like that. The fact that she's focusing on that. Think about this also. You're talking about Ariana Grande. You're talking about this joke. Look at Ariana Grande. Look at her. Look at what she used to be. And look at her now. And then she's making videos talking about memory erasure. And now she has a literal demon that's beside her all the time. And if you shake her hand, the demon steps in and goes, and the demon makes sure to have claw-like nails. And it's constantly on top of her like, what? You gotta open up your eyes a little bit. I'm just saying. You gotta open up your eyes just a touch. Ozempic, no, man. Are you hungry, coach? A little bit. Actually, not really, actually. I've been drinking nothing but coffee and tea. What was the... Yeah, here it is. Perfect. Yeah. So you gotta open up your eyes a little bit there. Just saying. But this is from somebody who like researches Hollywood and what they're into and stuff. And a lot of the stuff that they're showing you, they're not just making videos, and almost nothing that you see in Hollywood is done just for fun. Almost nothing that they show you. There's always programming afoot. There's always an agenda afoot. There's always something that they're trying to get into our subconscious. Always. Anyway, Sunshine in Seoul says, Coach Colin, I have 5 kids, currently pregnant, baby number 6. You go, girl. Yes, get those babies out, as many as possible. Okay, I hope you have 7. I hope you have 8. Barron told me he had 8 kids. I was like, what? I thought he was like my age. I'm like, when did he start? When he was 17? It's crazy. So many kids. That's how you have to do it. I wish I could have had that many kids. I mean, you never know. I mean, we're going at it, but yeah, congratulations to you on the 6th baby. Going through the filing. Oh, geez, this took a turn. And going through filing a restraining order due to DV against my husband. Humor has helped me be able to laugh through it. Well, I mean, I guess no more kids with him. So I take that part back, but congratulations even still. That is terrible to hear about, to see something like that fall apart. I assume the kids are with him. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know your situation, but that's wild. I'm glad the humor has helped. I can tell you that much. Wasn't gonna be honest. Sunshine. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, you caught me off guard a little bit there. I have to start reading these things all the way through before I start answering. Thank you for that reminder that I have to start doing that. But yeah. That sucks. You don't say condolences in that regard. It's sorry that's happening to you. That's what you'd say. Terrible stuff. I hope you're okay. Hope the humor helps. Hope it continues to help. Let's keep going here. You said absolutely nothing, and you just thank you so much. A Colin is in our midst. Colin with one L, you spell it right. Every Colin that spells it with two L's is spelling it wrong, but I don't have to tell you that. You know that already. Carrie says, let's be real for a second. Does any part of you believe he is not dead? He is not dead. It makes all the pieces fit. He knew he would be killed, would not change POV. Erika knew Erika was a plant, and that the Prez Gov faked his death, and if kids are real, took them. That doesn't make any sense. Here's why I'm going to tell you that doesn't make any sense, okay? You're saying Erika's a plant. So are you saying Erika didn't really have those kids and Charlie just took the kids and then faked his own death? Here's the other thing, because I've already analyzed this whole fake to death thing. Who's going to come after him? Okay, now think about that. Who's coming after him? Philadelphia, they got some very skilled people. Candace was talking about the French at one point. They also have skilled people. They also work together. Perhaps it's Intel. They're also very talented at this type of thing. Even if he did and he got away, they would find him. You could fake it to you and me. We could be fooled that way. They would not be fooled that way. And they would scour the earth until they found him, and then they would kill him. You know what I mean? Like, the intel is not going to go, well, he's done now. They're not going to do that. The first thing they're going to do is, let's make sure he's actually gone. Like, if it was them, if it was this whole thing, they would be like, oh, I think we're going to find him. They would figure out if there was a fake going on. You have to think about that. They wouldn't just kind of just be like, well, I guess case closed, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's what they say to us. They say case closed to us because they want us to stop talking about it. That's what they do. But they don't stop. They would just look for him and find him. And where could he go that he wouldn't be found? You have to think about that. You have to really think about that. A lot of people have the notion that he's not dead, but it's like, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go when the most powerful people in the world want you gone? Where are you going to go? How are you going to get away? You literally have people who can hire teams of mercenaries to search for you forever. They have the money and the power to search for a person forever. Think about it. It doesn't cost that much to a billionaire. Just have a mercenary team. Yeah, I just want you to search for him. Nonstop. Forever. I just want you to keep going. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's going to cost how much? 150? 300 million? Okay. Cool. Make sure that happens. Thank you. I want updates every month. You'll report to this person here. His name's Andrew. What do you think is going to happen? They're not going to stop. Think about it. Like, Tupac could have done that. He was just like a gangster rapper. He could have faked it and left. His mom was in Cuba. He could have went to Cuba. They wouldn't have found him there because those people wouldn't cooperate. But even still, if you have somebody, again, he didn't have super powerful people looking to take him out. He had gangsters who don't leave their state, don't leave the country, don't leave their hoods. That's different. Yeah, he could fake it and get out of here easily. He could go to Cuba and just be done. He could have just been there the whole time. But come on, what are we talking about? We're talking about billionaires. They have the resources to just keep on going. You got to think about that. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, you said something again. Idania? You don't buy holy water. You get it for free from the Catholic Church. Yeah, I know. But if you want it in bulk, like if you want 30 gallons, it's like when you want ketchup from a McDonald's. You can have some ketchup. They're like, here you go. Here's some ketchup. But if you're like, listen, have some things going on, and I just want 4,000 packets of ketchup. They're going to go, you know what? We're going to have to charge you for that. We have it. We're going to have to charge you a little bit for that, you know? Same with the Catholic Church. Catholic Church will just be like, nah, we got it. We got it. Hey, Anthony, this guy wants 10 gallons of holy water. Yeah, he wants 10 gallons. 10 gallons? I mean, we got it, but we're going to have to charge him a little bit. I mean, if you want to splash in the face, you want to splash? Yeah, you want to splash in the face, we'll give you a splash in the face. That's free. You know, you want to dunk a baby in, there's no money there. You want 10 gallons? I mean, we got to charge you a little bit. I'm sorry. Just the overhead. You can donate it, but you gotta charge you a little bit. Sorry. Hey, Father John, come over here. We need you to bless 10 gallons. 10 gallons? Who wants 10 gallons? Don't worry about it. It's a guy. He has a thing going on. You sure you don't need an exorcism? What's going on? No, I'm fine. I just need 10 gallons. Just say Julie says, for Costco special, coffee. For the Costco special, coffee, coffins, and mints. Oh yeah, you can get all those things. All those things at Costco. Philadelphia Mints. I can't believe Philadelphia Mints is an actual company. It's crazy. Just crazy. I got to reach out to those people. Practicing, born in Canada. Finding out coach's thoughts about my faith. Not on my bingo card. Yeah. Like Candace, you will be able to see past the propaganda. All love, bro. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. But I'm not seeing propaganda. I'm seeing people. So a lot of people don't realize I go from the bottom of Texas all the way to the top. I shouldn't say the top of Canada, but into Canada every single year. I know about this entire continent when it comes to this type of stuff. So I'm not seeing propaganda. Unless you're saying that everybody that I'm seeing who says that they're a certain persuasion of sorts is just all propaganda. They're all agents, every single one that I run into, and the ones that I've had conversations with, and the imams that I've connected with. Unless you're saying all those people are agents, you know. Yeah, and they could be. I don't put it past anybody. Selling holy water is the sin of Simon. Oh, you can't sell it? Well, there you go. I don't know what we're gonna do then. Jen says, I mint/buying. I mint buying/selling blessed items is a sin. Oh, somebody said the same thing right above each other. You guys said the exact same thing. Hold on. We got Jen. Oh, they're both Jen. Okay. Well, I hear you, Jen. Okay. Don't worry. We won't buy any. But listen, if they sell it to us, it's on them, no? If they sell it to us, it's on them. They're the ones that decided to do that. Journey of E says, personally, I wonder if the kids were by Erika and told CK they were adopted by them. Again, doesn't make any sense. You really got to think about how much that would. And listen, yeah, big schemes go on all the time in the world. I mean, but that would be something. He'd have to not be around during the pregnancy, during the delivery. He would have to not be there, which is not how it works. At least in my experience, if you have, even let's say it's a C-section, you would be the first person to be there, and you'd be in the room. If you're a husband worth anything, you're going to be in the room. You put on the whole smock and everything. I've had to do this. You put on the whole smock and all that stuff, and you get in there, and you're with your wife. You know, you can only see her head. There's a big thing, and you know, you're making sure she's okay and she's fine. She doesn't feel anything, and you're talking to her, and then you literally hear the cry, and they say, "Hey, Dad," and then you walk over there. I walked over there. I won't even get into it. I was, oh goodness. But I'm fine with like blood and stuff. But it was nuts. But at some point, then you'd be saying at that point they're swapping or they're making up the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's really hard to pull off. It's easier to say and really, really hard to pull off. If they did pull that off, wow, then crazy. But I don't think. Molly Wappa, what is your take on Nicki Minaj being part of Orange Face? Being a part of Orange Face? Pardon, perhaps, allegedly. Being a part of Orange Face? How? What do you mean? Like supporting him? Well, Nicki Minaj has always been like that, actually. She's always been very, like, a lot of people can't tell, right? Just like me, just like that person a second ago. They're like, you're conservative? What's going on here? It's like, you can't always tell if somebody's making jokes, or, you know, Nicki Minaj's case, she's making music that's really not conservative, but in actuality, she is. She comes from Trinidad, and Trinidad, I don't know if I think she was born in Trinidad. Trinidad, Caribbean parents, they tend to be very conservative. They're very much like, when you have Caribbean parents, they're not all like, Irie man, you want to smoke a ganja with me? They're not doing that. They're very different. They're very strict. They don't do that. Some do, but a lot of them don't. So the fact that she's from Trinidad, they're usually deep in their faith. Really deep in their faith. A lot of Christian. Most people I know who are Trinidadian are Catholic. They're very deep in their faith. So it's not too surprising that she's like on the conservative side, willing to do this. And also, there's the aspect of she could be being paid. I don't know. Like, that's me being charitable towards her, possibly, you know, just being deep in her faith and all that stuff. I mean, she's a celebrity. They could have just paid her. They could have just been like, hey, we need you to come on this show. We need you to start saying this and saying that. I don't know. You always think these celebrities have enough money. And then they do another thing and another thing and another thing. And you're like, what's going on? Don't they have enough money? I don't know. So it could be either. You just never know. You never know what's going on. Yeah. Thought that was funny, that accent. Yeah, that's what people think about people from the Caribbean, man. The West Indies. They're really not. The parents are very not relaxed. I had a very hard mom. I tried to grow my hair in dreadlocks like when I was a kid, and my mom chased me with clippers because she didn't want me to have them. She's like, this is gross. She's like, shave your head. I think she prayed for me to go bald because I went bald like a year later. So they're very strict, very, very strict people. My mom made me clean toilets when I was a kid. She had a cleaning company. She'd make me clean the toilets and the bathtubs. She'd make me go into the neighborhood we lived in, the richer side, and clean houses of people that I could know and like went to the same school as me. They're very strict. They're very, very strict. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's nice. It's nice because, you know, you find the value afterwards, but good God, while it's happening when you're a kid, it's terrible. But kids need structure. They need that. Greg Pie. They don't want you thinking for yourself. Voice of the Heart exposes the 12 systems designed to steal your purpose, peace, and passion. Amazon. Read it before they ban it. Okay. Well, I definitely agree with you there. They don't want you thinking for yourself. Listening to your heart's always the key thing. Ricali. Renee. Love watching you live. God bless you and your family. Thank you very much. Not DF in front of passenger seats. Looks Philadelphian. Please do a show with Jesse on Fire. You are both so funny. Also, you are like my bro, and I'm Dominican, so you have all the rights to joke in Mikey's name. Just kidding. LOL. Thank you so much. Michelle, thank you so much. I have done an interview with Jesse on Fire. It's in a playlist that I have on my channel called Interviews. I've done a lot of them. Me and Jesse sat down for like 3 hours, I think. We did a whole thing. But one time he asked me to get on his live stream, but it was Sunday. And I was with the family. We just got back from church. Or no, we didn't just get back from church. We just got back from being out. But that day is just for church and family and, you know, all of that stuff. So I couldn't do it. But I would love to jump on a live with Jesse and talk about some stuff, man. He's great. We talk. We talk all the time. We have each other's phone numbers. We text each other. In Transformation, you will learn more about Michael Aquino. He was Kathy's handler for part of her story, extremely dark and disturbing. Really? Okay. Well, I have that name written down, right? Kathy O'Brien? Yes. Okay. So I have that written down. Yeah, I'll look into that. If he's a part of that story, that's crazy. Because that would make her, that would make her loosely associated with Turning Point, kind of, because then that means she should be associated with Paul E. Vallely. Huh. Yeah, that's something. That's interesting. Okay. I will look into that. Thank you so much. Let's keep going. What is this? Fatexual? I'm so sorry, guys. Jeez. Hey, Coach, just wanted to add to the MK stuff. We all know about Ultra and Often, but how come there's no mention of Search, the direct sequel to to Ultra before Often? I believe. Much love, man. No, it wasn't actually before. There were various offshoots. So Mortal Kombat Ultra. Then we have Often as an offshoot. We have Search as an offshoot. Stargate is linked to Often, and then Often is also referred to as Chickwit. So you have those. So Search is one of the offshoots. And then also, I don't think Mortal Kombat Ultra ever stopped. Erika is just like Casey Anthony. All these comparisons. Somebody needs to make the memes. Make the memes of all this stuff. Let's keep going here. Whoa, what happened? What happened? Let's keep going here. Yeah, that second channel. That's coming, Pablo. Caramel Kiss. See, I remembered. I love the thank you wife into the air because you're certain she's watching the pod. Hi, Coach wife, if you're watching. Yeah, I think she is. She's usually watching. She's usually checking things out every now and then. Southern Grace, anyone consider Erika Kirk could be the of Babylon? Well, I mean, I have not considered that, but if you've looked into that and that's what you're seeing, interesting. But I have not looked that deeply into that and thought of Erika. Honestly, I don't think of her that much outside of the videos that I do when I'm talking about her. I don't think about her. I don't see a lot of correlations with anything in my outside life or faith that link to her. I know some people throw out Jezebel, like that whole Jezebel spirit thing. But that's about it. Your live stream is now a morning staple for me. Thank you for bringing it all with humor. Thank you very much. I did not say I thought that. Lisa P. I don't know what you mean anymore, Lisa. I'm going through so many things. I'm sorry. Mila, but just for everybody out there, Lisa did not say she thought that, if you remember what Lisa said. Please give a shout out to vets that left when we realized something was really wrong spiritually. It warms my heart that men and Candace are bringing truth to the light. Thank you very much. Shout out to the vets as well. I always try to shout out vets. My dad was one. He was a vet. I guess is a vet. He passed away, but T. Shaw, sorry. Coach, Mario Knopfel on YouTube about the Iran uprising. He was talking to Patrick Bet-David, and that Patrick Bet-David said Philadelphia had killed CK, Charlie Kirk. Timestamp for context, 28-minute mark to 30-minute mark. For more concise, 32-minute to 34-minute. That's interesting. He said that? For real? Mario... I didn't even know Mario had a YouTube channel. I follow Mario on X. I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel. / Patrick Bet-David. I gotta check that out. No way Patrick said that. Patrick's been bowing hard, taking the knee hard. Journey of E, friend of the show here. Charlie Kirk traveled 250 days a year. She could have gone into early labor, quote unquote. It'd be actually too easy to pull off. Good dad. Not sure if he was around. There's no way he missed that. That's just me. That's just me. I don't think he missed her being in labor. I don't think that happened. I just don't think that would happen. I think he would be like, guys, she's about to have a baby, not going on any trips. We're not focused on that now. And I don't think anybody would expect him to. You have to remember, he was the boss of all these guys. You know, I'm sure there could be shadow entities along behind him, but there's no way. I mean, unless Erika pushed and said, you go, don't even worry about it. I doubt he would not be there. Actually, you know what? I know for a fact that he was there because in that interview that I played for you guys, when he was sitting down with that dude with the bow tie on, Justice, someone said that's not how you pronounce his name. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm calling him. Justice, this guy, dude with the glasses, he actually said when he was asked, Charlie, when he was asked if he had ever had a paranormal experience or a wild, weird experience, he said his daughter being born was one of those experiences, which would lead us to believe that he was there. Because why would it be a paranormal type of experience for you if you were just somewhere on stage presenting a speech? Why would it be anything if you're just handed a baby that's been alive for like a few days and you're like, obviously that would still be amazing, right? But the real wild experience is when the baby is born in front of you and you're watching and your wife is pushing and then it cries and then they go, here you go. And then it's like, all of that tends to be the wild experience. So that's just me and what I've gathered from what I've heard him say. People are nice. You're wrong about the takeover. No, I'm not. Maybe they're wrong about the takeover because I've heard them say it. There was a few guys actually in Canada that have been saying this for a while, and nobody is trying to put them in their place on their side of things. That community is in Toronto and Scarborough. I guess Scarborough's kind of part of Toronto, not really. So nobody's stepped in there to say anything. And then we've heard it in various places. Literally the guy that runs, I shouldn't say he runs things in Michigan, but he's like an activist. He said the same thing in Michigan. Nobody stood up to him and said that's wrong. Nobody on his side stood up and said that's wrong. So just putting that out there. So please stop acting like I'm just making this up. They're saying it. People are saying it. Okay. Like that's a real thing that is being said out loud. Okay. Let's keep moving here. 33. Hey boss, can you check in on Ian, sir? He is live now and he seems he's going through it. What do you mean? What's going on with Ian? Check in on Ian. Okay. What's wrong with Ian? Let me see. Is he live now? I don't think he's live now. Is he live on Twitch now? Or is it YouTube? Huh. I don't see anything. You know what? Yeah, he hasn't made any videos for a while. Is he live on Twitch or is he live on YouTube? Let me know if he's live on Twitch or YouTube. Whatever, I'll go over to Twitch and see what's going on with Ian. Seems like he's going through it. Let me see if I can find Ian here.
Okay, so just don't go through that. Okay. Good to know.
He is live. What's going on?
Removed the gun from his body, surrounding him with like 7 people. And then they just fucking unload into the guy. I'm sorry. If that's not a staged, planned event designed to inflame tensions, then the circumstances were intentionally put in place to do that. That is your fucking...
That is, for anybody, you know, Ian swears. I don't swear. We're live here. So I know you're like, oh man, what's going on? Well, you know, this is Ian.
Reason to bring in the police state. The right is like, yeah, police state. Yeah, police state. Yeah, track them down with Palantir. You fucking retard.
I don't think he's going through it. He's pissed. I don't think he's going through it in a bad way. He's pissed off. Yeah, he's pissed with this whole thing. I was talking about this same thing the other day. I'm telling you, man, back in the day, Back in the day in the tinfoil community, the thing that people looked out for all the time was martial law. That was the one thing people would always be on the lookout for. And now, just like he said, they're cheering for it. They're cheering for a version of it. It's not exactly that, right? You do have to have nuance. That's not what's going on, but it looks like it in certain places. If you go to Texas, it doesn't look like that. If you go to Vermont, it doesn't look like that. You know, if you go to Buffalo, it doesn't look like that. But there's certain little places where you're seeing these clips where it does look like that. And it's pretty crazy. So I understand he's pissed. He's pissed off, of course.
A violent protester. He was violent. Serves him right. So that way they can argue fucking more about it and it can escalate more. Because the only point to this is escalation. Keep all the little fucking goals distracted, fighting back and forth while both sides bring in the police state. Both sides give more reason for the police state.
Yeah, he's pissed. That's what it is. I don't think he's going through it. I think he's pissed off. He's pissed off. That's what that is. But yeah, man, I get it. I 100% get it. It's not fun to go through that type of stuff. But thanks for checking in on him. 33. It's kind of a little on the nose. 33 is the one looking in, watching Ian closely. But yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed. That's what that is. I get it. People are like, he's liberal. Yeah. Well, I mean, partly. Yeah, people are like normal Ian. Like, yeah, he seems fine. He's exhausted by the BS. Yeah, Lance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just seems pissed about what's going on. And he's getting tired of it. And he can kind of see what's happening. And he doesn't like it. So, you know, for him, it's a little different. You know? I don't think he's like going through it in a bad way. Like he's out of sorts. I think it means sense. Here. Let me just switch over here. Yeah, I don't think he's that pissed. Sorry, I don't think he's that pissed. I don't think he's going through anything right now. He's just really angry about what's starting to happen. Here to take. Let me see.
Will not tolerate the disrespect of our prophet, peace be upon him.
You know, I'm not even gonna play it. So somebody said at the end, I think you're wrong about the takeover. Hey, whatever, man. I'm watching the clips. Like, you can say this guy is an agent. You can say this guy's an agent if you want to. Not that guy. You can say this guy's an agent if you want to, but he's a community leader. Says he's not here to take part. He's here to take over. What can I say? I guess I just have to stand by and just wait to see, kind of thing, you know. Either way. But yeah, I think Ian is just really upset. So I'm more worried about that than anything. I think he's fine though. You know, I'll even send him a message here. Hey man, some people in my chat think you're going through it. Period. They're watching you live. Period. Everything good with you? ? There you go. I'll check in on him. Make sure he's good. You know, I hope he's fine, right? And also, you know, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. He could be like working really hard, sleep deprived. Like, so many of us are like sleep deprived, working hard all the time, and it's like nonstop. So it could get to you after a while, quite honestly. Ian is the man. He definitely is the man. But Ian is disgusting with his language. People swear a lot. I decided to stop swearing because, first off, it was like a business decision. And then I started getting deeper in my faith. And there's some passages about the tongue and it having power and it creating life or creating death. And then I was like, oh, well, that's something. And then I had a kid. And then it was like I was deep in my faith. I don't swear on camera. I can't swear around the kid. And then slowly it just was like, it just kind of stopped. So you know, and everybody has their own thing, right? Everybody has their own thing of why they're going to stop, why they're not going to stop. It's sovereign to use profanity. Yeah, you can use it. You can use it 100%. Like, you can say whatever you want. Like, I don't, but, you know, I definitely don't look at people who do and go, oh my gosh, you don't know what you're doing here. You don't know what you're doing to people. I don't do that. Yeah, kids hear everything. They do. I said it. I have a video. I said, I was waiting in the car. My wife went to go do something. This was like months ago. And I forgot to make a thumbnail. And I jump up and I go, shit. And I say it. I'm like, oh, I got to make a thumbnail. And then all of a sudden I hear the kid in the background, shit. I'm like, what the f-? I was like, honey, you okay? And then she said the F word. And I'm like, I didn't even say that. But she knew that the F word was associated with that word. And I was like, oh. I got it on video. She said it like 10 times. I was like, stop before your mom comes in. But they hear everything, man. You got to be careful. You got to be very, very careful. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here today. We're already at 3 hours. I did not think we'd make 3 hours because I feel sick and I feel tired. I did not think we'd make it to the 3 hours. I'm very glad that we did. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out as you always do. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Let's jump into the live chat here. Let's keep going here. I gotta say bye to everybody. I will be back tomorrow. Candace is going live today. She's not doing an interview. She's going to be revealing some pretty big stuff, so please don't miss it. She'll be going live very, very soon, in a few hours. Then catch Baron. Please catch Baron. Ian is live on Twitch right now. If you're one of the Twitch people, please go check out Ian live. We are doing our best to bring you guys the truth. We are doing our best to say what we mean and mean what we say. So please, please, please make sure to hit those people up. Someone keeps saying, Coach, what takeover? I already talked about it. Go look it up. Anyway, you sound like a Joe. You're just repeating things over and over again. Like, come on, man. And you could clearly hear me saying bye, right? Like, come on. I'm not getting it. I'm not going to stall the show ending for you so I can explain the takeover. Go watch that clip. I'll repost it if you want. I'll repost it on X. It's a guy who's just saying that he's not here to take part. He's here to take over. Anyways, guys, just wanted to say goodbye, 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 goodbye. Anyway, guys, I will see you soon. Even if I'm sick, I'm still going to show up. And then Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be releasing 2 episodes that are just going to be like 30 minutes long, maybe 35 minutes long, in the older format that I was doing before. So please go and check those videos out on the weekend. But I can't go live during the weekend because it's all for family and the wife, and just for my own sanity, I got to just recoup a little bit from everything. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Gotta end the stream right now. Thank you guys for being here. I will be back tomorrow. I'm out of here.